edges, the sink,
get Jazz to go to LA.
What's
that? Your LA on?
He's get his killer fix.
You gotta get yourself like a bandana and like get properly gay membered up to go hang out.
Yeah, we're fit in and everything.
I told both guys if they offer me a job, I'm not coming back.
No, that means no more interrupted print jobs.
You're hoping.
Because you got to make more cartridges. The EcoTank, no, it has easy to fill tanks. And nothing in the box spread up to 11 or
Steph, and then Mikey, we gotta grab your chair.
Price it out. That's about
I'm gonna sit Steph next to Frank, so when she talks, less feedback right away.
Morales, Arturo Morales, huh?
March 31st, get free overnight shipping when you use
He's with HomeSmart Cherry Creek?
any.
Are you talking?
Yeah, that's it. No, I'm sorry, I'm talking out louder.
Okay.
Okay. I guess I was kind of talking to Mark, but I'm talking to myself too.
What's that?
No, I found it, Mark. I found him. HomeSmart Realty. How far do you want me to go back? How many months? A year? 2 years?
A couple years.
Okay. Solds. Only solds or anything active under contract?
anything active.
Anything active.
And what will that do? Give a report, right?
Yeah. That,
Hey, Steph.
Well, he hasn't done a whole lot, Mark. He's got 3 properties, so let's see. He's got all 3 sold, and I have the addresses right here. One's on Lone Wolf Drive, Henry Street, and William Street.
I'm trying to think how we'll figure out.
Arturo Morales, HomeSmart.
Is there any way to get a copy of the contracts? The disclosures? Or the, I'll tell you what, the disclosure.
We might, if you have.
Or what's right after the disclosure?
Let's see. We might have those up in Matrix, maybe.
What's after the disclosure, though? The objection?
Oh, the inspection objection.
Yeah.
Those would be in his personal file. Now, if he uploaded the property disclosure, which I don't see it on here, it would be on here. So we'd have to get that from his company. But
would they give that up to you?
Probably not.
Yeah,
because I'm not a party. Yeah, they wouldn't give it to me. Is there a specific address we're looking for? Because he only has 3.
Yeah, those 3. We're trying to figure out if he brought Stars Plumbing into work there. This particular one, he sold he brought Stars Plumbing in, said it needed a sewer line. It looks like it never needed a sewer line. Then they doubled the price on him. I mean, the whole thing was a nightmare. But the guy is convinced the realtor was in on the whole scam. So what we're trying to figure out is on the, does it say anywhere it needs a sewer line? And then basically did they bring Stars in to do an expensive sewer line when it wasn't needed?
Now, let me see what the listing says. I doubt he's going to have that on here, but sometimes they do.
Oh yeah, I have a tall chair. Normally I get a short chair and I'm sitting here.
Oh guys, one time I came in here and everybody, and I come running here, and I sat on the chair and I was like way down here. I'm like, this is really awkward.
You got good furniture here.
But see, I'm so short. When I'm like this, I'm like really tall.
You're really short.
Yeah.
check into Kurds holding the city and ask both the Kurds and U.S. forces to leave. ISIS is claiming responsibility for the attack. A new plan being offered
Hey, Tom. It doesn't say anything on here at all, Mark.
Okay. No. He can find that realtor, Tom, only did 3 other houses in the last, what, 2 years?
I just went from 0 to infinity. In fact, let's see. This one was
the dude's only sold 3 houses.
2018, 2017, and 2014.
You got to fix it.
Do you want me to email this to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
None of it's not significant. Do we know the seller's name?
We can find out. I can find that out. Yeah, we can get close.
Because that's what I'd like to do is contact the old sellers. Okay. Did he buy or sell those?
He was the listing agent.
Just right now, I'm just going to keep that there.
And he did not double in.
I don't need much real estate right here.
No, it doesn't look like he doubled in.
I'm just acting like
I'm
doing something important.
I have a lot more spots than usual, so here's what we do. When you see me with the headset on and talking, just stop talking. It's real easy. Just be aware.
No big deal, but just be aware.
To leave the Justice Department is not a 10-day. This is Fox News.
We just have so many. We're evening out the spots.
Should I have title, just pull my full chain of title on all 3 properties?
Don't mind me.
Say that again.
Do you want me to have title, full chain of title on all 3 properties?
Sexual products on men's performance.
1 minute.
If you've been listening to this radio station, you've probably heard a compelling radio ad for Noxitril, the potent, all-natural male-enhancing pill. Men constantly reach out and ask,
How's everyone doing?
Really works,
Tom, how you doing?
another scam product. I can tell you, there's nothing better than Noxitril. I recommend this super pill to men everywhere. It will transform your life in the bedroom once and for all. Strong, powerful results that increase your blood flow fast. No prescription, no side effects. Just imagine Viagra on steroids. So call Noxitril now and take advantage of an incredible free bottle offer shipped discreetly to your door.
To find out how to get a free bottle of Noxitril, call 800-993-0840. 800-993-0840.
Good. She told me on the 24th that I was going to check it again every day. Hey, you know, Fix It 24/7 has the best offer in the business. $39 for a complete clean and check of your furnace. It's not just to get into your home. It's not just to find trouble. It is a true disassembly of the blower motor to the extent they can, the burners, the adjustments, all of the cabinet, and they give you a full health report on your furnace. This is a real deal. Dirt is the #1 killer of a furnace. You can double the life of a furnace by keeping it healthy, and it's just $39 with a no breakdown guarantee. Of course they want to be your business, but they will never manufacture business. They will only give you the truth and the best service possible. We get rave reviews on this service, just $39. It's limited to the next 20, so it's 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
Get help with highly respected, skilled trial attorney Joe Lazar. He's offering a free initial consultation and up to $500 off his services. 303-429-6200. That's 429-6200. Adults who have crooked teeth and always wanted to deal with them, there is a way to do that. Dr. Kent Lawson has pioneered new orthodontics for
Those are pretty tingy. I don't know why that spot's tingy.
Some of them are, Mark. It was an old system they had. It's just one of those things that we have to replace them as we go.
A mouthful of veneers. Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ, 303-690-0100. 303-690-0100. Hello, I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. I've recovered millions of dollars for consumers for all types of consumer problems. But when it comes to tax problems and the IRS, I call on my friends at Larson Tax Relief. You should too. Let's be honest, the IRS is good at what they do. They seemingly have unlimited resources, but Larson has been successful fighting that.
You adjust for Ideal, he's going to be here. Did she explain that to you? Good. And always make it a reduction in not the recorded ones, but in the live ones. You know what I'm saying?
They don't judge. They know things like this happen. Let them deal with the IRS or state on your behalf and take the stress off your shoulders. Larson Tax.
Tommy, I already have Larson lined up for line 3, so don't take her until after the break, okay?
Then have him adjust that too.
He is, because there's another recorded line coming up for them, so he said we can adjust it if we need.
Yeah, and when he recorded, I'll put a live read in, okay?
You need to put a space in between Enrique and Rees, just so you know.
Oh, okay. On the sleeves brigade? Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. Thanks. Or can you can't edit? You don't have privilege? Just do it. Yeah. And then you have to update when you do that. How you doing, Steph?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. I need somebody. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. You're a Troubleshooter, the longest running radio show on the radio with the same host currently on the air.
Love saying that. I also love saying this, that we have helped hundreds of thousands of people, maybe millions. I mean, you know, we've recovered hundreds of millions of dollars in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. I really call it media with a purpose. I believe a lot of media doesn't really have a purpose. I mean, a lot of them inform you, and that's good, but media has gotten to a point where they try to judge you. They try to steer you. They try to influence you. And listen, that's all fine, right? But not here. Here, the only thing I want to do is steer you the right direction, not to get ripped off. We can all agree, no matter what our politics and religion, we can all agree we don't want to be ripped off. I have never once, not once, heard someone disagree with me on that. Or say, Tom, what you do is not valuable. Not one person. Everyone wants fairness. Or maybe tilted their way, but they don't want to be ripped off. Welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino. Today's real estate and loan financing day. You know, Ideal Home Loans will stop by. We got Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. We also have Stephanie Thomas from Colorado Springs. She's with Red Bow Realty. If you have real estate questions, give us a call. If not, that's fine too, because we do have people who will, you know, ask about stuff anyway by email. We have a whole bunch of people lined up to talk. Our number is 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Albert, you have a question about a home or real estate or a loan or whatever. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, I would like to get a loan to scale up a business that I've been working on for the past year. And the two ways, I either have to get a loan against the equity of my house, or I'll
let's talk about it. You want to get a loan to start a business, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the only time the purpose of the loan is people care about is when it has to do with the purpose. In other words, if you just get a loan, that's personal, or if you get a loan on your home, it doesn't matter what you're doing it for. But Albert, I want to ask a few very simple questions. What's your home worth?
$360,000 according to Zillow.
Okay. Now, you know, Zillow, it can be high or low. What do you think about Zillow, Mark, in a nutshell? Frank Duran,
I think it's close.
Frank Duran, the real estate man, what do you think about Zillow?
I think it's like a broken clock, right twice a day.
It's not right often, then.
Sometimes it's so far off, Tom.
Sometimes it's right on.
Yeah, and sometimes it's right on. Absolutely.
Okay, so in other words, it's not dependable. How do you know if it's dependable? If you look at the neighborhood and they're all about the same, is that an indication or not?
Depends on the neighborhood. I mean, some
really,
if they're cookie cutter,
they have complete neighborhoods that are off.
If there's cookie cutter, you know, homes where there's like a dime a dozen. Okay, I think it could be more accurate that way.
Stephanie Thomas, what do you think?
Kind of the same. You know, a lot of times Zillow will have information that we're kind of sitting here scratching our heads like, where do
you find it more right than wrong?
Oh gosh, no, it's wrong way more than it's right.
Okay, so let's ask this, Albert. What part of town are you in?
I live right between Stapleton and Anschutz Medical Center.
Are you considered the new Stapleton area?
No, I'm part of the old houses.
Okay, and what area would you be considered? Like, you know how they have neighborhoods, Park Hill, Bonnie Bray, so-and-so. What are you considered? Are you considered Stapleton?
Probably.
Okay, now, what size home? How old is the home?
It was built in 55.
And what about the square footage?
The livable footage is 1,900.
What does that mean, livable? Do you have a basement?
I have a basement that's unfinished.
Okay, so 1,900 above ground. And what kind of condition?
It's pretty good for its age.
What size lot? Is the lot just to fit the house?
No, it has a backyard and a front yard.
A pretty nice size back and front yard?
Yeah, and it has a one-car attached garage with a carport.
Okay, one-car garage plus a carport. Okay, I would say, you said about $350?
Well, the neighbor down the street sold hers for $360 maybe 6 months ago.
Is the house like yours?
Similar, yeah. Hers might be a little nicer.
Yeah, I'm going to say $325. That's just my gut, okay? But let's be really, who cares? How much do you owe on it?
$59,000.
Well, no matter what, even at $300,000, which I think would be a safe thing, at $300 and you owe $65?
$60,000.
Well, almost anyone can get a 50% loan to value. Almost anyone. So, you know what? Do you have income?
I don't have. I have not had a lot of income over the past 2 years.
But what does that mean? Are you employable? Are you retired? Give me your situation.
I am employable right now. I've started a business, and I do Ubering and whatever.
Okay.
Jobs.
Okay.
What do you need the money for?
I want to scale up a car rental business.
What kind of car rental? We're here to help you in everything, man. We can give you advice. What do you want to do?
I would like to. Okay, so I've been renting cars out for a year.
How do you rent them out?
Through an app.
Okay, and so you have cars, and you're part of an existing app.
Yes.
Okay, and you rent your cars out, and they're used pieces of junk or in between?
No, they're the two that I rent out are nice.
Okay, and are they cash flowing?
Yes.
Wonderful. And you want to buy more cars?
Yes.
And you want to use this app?
Yes.
I've heard about this peer-to-peer car rentals, and it's exploding, just like Uber and Lyft did. So it's not a bad idea if you can cash flow. And they are short cars because people are reluctant to rent out their cars. There are some people that rent out their personal cars or their vacation cars. So if they move out of Denver for the winter and they move south, they have their car sitting here, they rent it out. On that app, do you have to meet the people ever?
I do.
Okay. But you don't have to, right?
That's correct.
All right, so let's just get to this. How much do you want to spend? How many cars do you want to buy?
I would like 20 to 40 cars.
Do you really think you can keep them rented, sir?
Yes.
And how much are you proposing to spend on each car? Well, I'm the expert there. I mean, if you're going to get one to rent, you're going to spend 15. No, actually, you can buy brand new. I would buy brand new Hyundais. A 10-year, 100,000. Mark, how much can you get a brand new Hyundai for?
You can get them pretty cheap.
How much?
13.
I mean, think
for a
about
little
this.
accent.
Think about. Have you ever thought about that? Those brand new Hyundais, they're beautiful little cars.
Yeah, I just have never bought a brand new car before.
But if you buy, let's say, 15 of them times 30.
Okay.
450,000. Too much right there. So please don't do this. Don't get 30 car loans in addition to the house loan, okay?
I wouldn't even get a house loan, man. You're perfect for an SBA 504. You're perfect.
Tell
long
them
as
how
your
that
credit's
works,
good.
Mark.
Well, you can go to either Wells Fargo or Chase, any of the bigger banks. Tell them you're interested in an SBA 504. It's a small business loan that'll be backed by the government. So basically, the government guarantees the bank they'll get paid back even if you default. So the banks are not in a very bad position. You have to use the money, though. You can't use it for like advertising and stuff. You got to use it for actual either inventory or property.
Some of these alt finance places are good too. They charge a lot, but they're good. Alt finance, like On Deck, would be one.
If he's got a good business plan and it sounds like he can put one together, the 504 is perfect for this guy.
Okay, but let's talk home equity if you wanted one. You're not going to get one, Albert, because you don't have income. How's your credit? How's your credit?
I have a 686 credit score.
Okay, you're not going to get it. You just forget it, or you're going to be taken to the bank. Now, how many? You can't buy as many cars as you want. How much were you planning on spending for a car?
Well, it varies. Really, I was going to spend a lot of time focusing on trying to get the best cars I could.
Yeah, but you're not going to get anybody. Okay, the most you can borrow, okay? Let's just say in your situation, if I was going to loan you money privately, and any private lender would consider this. We've done loans before. We have. I wouldn't mind, but here's the deal. The most we would lend you is 150. 50% loan to value. Okay? And then but then you have, and that's on a second. That would be higher. But if you want to pay off your first, do you want to pay off your first or get a second?
Whatever's easier.
I think I would get a second for 150, but you're not going to buy that many cars. You'll buy 10 of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if that's all I can get.
Without any cash flow, though, I wouldn't even lend him that money at 10%. There's got to be a way to pay.
I would do it. No, he can rent him out. And with that much equity, I wouldn't care. As long as he doesn't care being homeless if he doesn't more.
That's where I get nervous. Hey, I don't want to kick some guy's ass to the curb.
Obviously, it's a business, and I can see the headlines now. Martino evicts somebody. They go on the street. They're homeless. I mean, it can backfire on you. But Mark, we've done it before. We've loaned money before.
They always had cash flow, though.
I understand, but Albert, I say you try the small business loan, the SBA.
SBA 504, it's a great thing.
Here, you can email us too, Albert. Listen, email me help@troubleshooter.com so I have your contact. I would only be used, and I'm not saying I would do it, but when I say I would only use a private lender as a last resort, okay? However, Mark, I think sometimes we beat the conventional lenders. Especially when we loan on stuff conventional.
With rates going up.
No. By the way, just so you know, we have another business where we do this. If you guys have something realistic, but as Mark said, it's a business. Okay, it's not like okay, you're my friend, you can have the money. It's a business. 303-713-TALK.
I'd love to have another well-placed loan. I love it. There's nothing better.
The more interesting way to get your protein.
Can you think of anything better for a solid investment than a well-placed private loan?
This morning, chain laws exist on
of course, I would.
Between Silverthorne and the Eisenhower Tunnel, as well as up around
No, I can't.
And traction laws
as long as the loan to value is there. Actually, I've been talking to Stephanie about something. I'll talk to you later.
Down in Clear Creek Canyon between 119 and 58, rockfall mitigation once again. Back in town, the drive has improved over the past 45 minutes or so. One crash off highway southbound Havana at Girard. Watch out for police on the scene. The weather forecast, partly sunny today with a high near 51. Right now, mostly cloudy and 39 with the traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
You're almost through the day. Make it to the finish line with P3 Portable Protein Pack. With
what kind of insurance rate you have to pay to keep on those cars for something like this?
On the go. Grab the more.
Oh, I'm sure it's very expensive.
Okay, please understand this incredible deal from K&H
Home Solutions, all right? Listen carefully. You can make your own deal. You know, like Priceline with airlines? I want you to do that with K&H. In other words, say, I want 3 for 1. I want 2 for 1. I want 40% off my siding. I want 20% off this or that. It's for window, siding, and doors. Now, you may say, why, Tom? Come on, they're not going to take it. Well, they may. If they're in bad shape, what I mean is slow, they may take it. You may get the deal of a lifetime. Let's say that they're not slow. The worst that can happen, they counter you or nothing. You can't lose. Just try it, okay? And let me know what deal you get. mydeal@khwindows.com. That's an email address. Email them your offer. Really. Windows, siding, and doors. Go to khwindows.com to find out more, okay? And then you can see what they sell. And then make your deal. mydeal@khwindows.com. I think it's a great idea. Make your own deal. mydeal@khwindows.com. mydeal@khwindows.com.
If you've saved a lot in your IRAs, 401ks, and other accounts...
14 sold kidney for an iPhone, now bedridden for life.
Can you there are some, I'm going to let you know, that have to be red when they are specials, like K&H.
China.
I will always defer to a read for K&H.
Well, India, they do that. India, it's a business.
If you needed a kidney and you could go to China and buy one, would you go there? And somebody's 5-10 grand, whatever.
Go to Italy, get a higher quality organ.
Not everything's made in China. India has it.
I don't want a knockoff kidney. I want the real damn thing. It's a Hong Kong fooey.
It's from a pig.
No, what were you saying? I'd go.
Do you find any problem? Like right now, like if you need, let's go to a liver, because livers are even weirder. Because if you drink or anything, they're not going to put you in line for a liver. So let's say you drink, and that's why you need a liver, so they won't give it to you. Would you just go buy one somewhere? That's the question.
If I had the money, of course I would. Fuck you. Of course I would.
I'd buy 2 of them.
Well, hold on now. If it was legal,
I keep going at home.
If it was legal, the last thing I want to do is sit in jail with a new kidney.
No, India,
what is it for?
I'll be back next year for the left side. Good. We've got finally we got another release this morning that was kind of a half-cracked release. It was the Android version of the Claim Booster consumer side, and a couple of different things that they've changed up. But I emailed
you
back this morning.
understand all of the changes. That's
yeah. Oh yeah.
You just get those done.
Why are they taking so long? I thought they were like 2 weeks.
Well, they're like 80 hours into the process. They quoted us 102 to do the overall dev, everything that we're doing on this last thing. I think part of it is they just can't really release anything to me yet because that 20% that's left is still 20%. You know what I mean? It's not a house yet. It's still a foundation with a roof and no doors.
You know, I used to not take accept friends on Facebook because we have that celebrity page or public figure. I'm just taking friends requests too. I get so many of them.
I don't take them.
I do. It's not going to harm anything. I thought. You know what? I
got too many relatives.
I got so many.
Tommy, I've got Larson on 6 for you.
But then they're all sending messages. He's going to throw in the debt for no charge, and he's going to show you.
Hey, you could spend an entire lifetime just chatting.
I got it again. And see, I have 3 pages. Okay, I have Tom Martino, me personally, which I do not feed. You have to have an identity to have the other pages.
Right.
That's the only reason I have that identity. Then I have the Troubleshooter show, which we really don't feed. Do we put the feed? Do we put our radio show on Tom Martino Radio Show as well as referral list?
Oh no, no, not Tom Martino Troubleshooter. Just
Can we put it on the Tom Martino Troubleshooter too?
We can only send it to 2 places. So then we can pull from YouTube.
Can you repost it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, automatically, or can you do that?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. And at the beginning of the hour, I wanted to tell you, Genesis Total Exteriors brings you this hour. Genesis, a contractor you can trust. Genesis, GenesisTotalExteriors.com. But they do interiors too. So maybe they should just do Genesis Construction. But it's Genesis. Just remember the name, and you can, search it on referralist.com, and you'll find it. In this day and age, man, we got to know about contractors. We have to know. Okay, so we're talking real estate. This guy wants a loan. Do you guys agree with me that a loan's hard to get without income? It doesn't matter how much equity you have. Those days are over.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hard money.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you guys ever have to go to private mezzanine financing for getting someone into one house when they have another house to sell?
No, I never do.
You never do bridge loans? What about you, Steph?
You know, no. I've had people ask me about bridge loans recently. They're not as popular right now.
Now, I have Frank Duran always looking for me, and I don't know why. I mean, I'm always looking for what I call a good deal.
A screaming deal, yeah.
Yeah, because I have a home and a condo, and I was thinking about getting a home for later on in life, and just maybe if I get a good deal, maybe this is not a good time here. But here's the whole point of this conversation. He sends me stuff, right? He sends me stuff in the metro area here, what's for sale. And Frank, one thing I've noticed a lot of price reductions, a lot of them. Now, and I know it's not just 1 or 2 houses, because you have me on that automatic mailing. What you do is you put in your search criteria, and then those homes come to you automatically, and Frank does that through his service, and a lot of real estate people do. I imagine, Stephanie, if I was in the Springs, of course, I would use you. Do you have that too, where you can send them automatic listings?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, they send it when it goes off the market, new on the market, or if there are any changes. And I have noticed almost all of them, and they're being sent to me with price reductions. Why?
Market's cooling down a bit. I think we're going to see a correction, Tom, and I think going into this year, we're going to see more of a normal kind of real estate market.
That's why I keep telling you to sell your condo now.
We're going to do we're going to have a normal correction, just a slight one. Yeah. Then we're going to have a major one. And I'm telling you, it's going to happen right after the elections, and here's what I believe, 30%.
Real estate goes in cycles, Tom.
No, but I believe 30%.
Yeah, I've worked in 2 of those kind of markets, so I know what comes next.
And yeah. Mark's thinking I should get rid of that condo because it's big and beautiful, and it's going for a premium, and maybe I should, and keep the money until there's a correction. I don't know. What do you think, Steph?
Yeah, we're seeing things balance out in the Springs too. Longer days on market. Definitely
I'm thinking about a house where I can have my horse again, but then
how about Golden Orchard?
But then I'd have to lose a wife. What?
Golden Orchard may have a room.
Yeah, that's true. Let's talk. All right. Now, we have Larson Tax Relief on as an expert for a call from Diana. Diana you want to know about your payment plan. Go ahead, Diana. Explain your problem.
So I received an intent to levy letter from the IRS, and my issue is...
Intent to levy comes after a whole bunch of other stuff. So can you just quickly for us explain when you first had a problem paying your taxes? What year?
These are back from 2016.
Is that so that was the first year you remember not being able to pay?
Correct.
And what did you do at that time? Did you file and pay what you could?
I didn't file until this year.
Okay, so you could not pay and you filed this year. When you filed this year, are you talking literally in 2019?
2018.
And in 2018, did you file for 2017 as well, your normal taxes?
I did.
Okay, so you're up to date except for that 1 year.
Correct.
Okay, so when you filed for 2016, what happened?
I owed like $1,800.
Okay, and then what?
I didn't send in a payment because I didn't have it at that time.
But did you have it for the other taxes you were filing?
2017, it was basically a wash. I didn't owe anything.
Okay, but you didn't have a refund you could apply?
Correct.
Okay, so in last year, 2018, you filed for 2016. You owed $1,800. You did not send in money. And what happens, I'm going to ask Mike very quickly at Larson Tax Relief, when you file your taxes for a year, whether it be a year ago or 2 years ago or currently, and you don't send the money, but you owe, what happens automatically, Michael?
What happens, Tom, is there's a series of notices that the IRS will issue in response to that balance due. And it's a progression of notices. As you said, this must have been happening for a while for you to get a notice of intent to levy.
When does it become an automatic? When does it? So you get a series of warnings, then an intent to levy. And if you ignore that, Michael, do they actually put liens on stuff?
They do.
Okay.
And what they'll issue, the final notice of intent to levy, keyword being final, that's the one that should make your hair stand on end.
When do they actually ever liquidate?
They will liquidate bank accounts. They'll issue wage garnishments. Asset seizure is a possibility, and certainly filing of federal tax liens.
Okay, next question. These are levies, but what about the automatic payment plan? What's this automatic payment plan I hear about?
Well, the automatic payment plan, you can set up with the IRS.
Well, what is that? I heard if you send in with $1,800, you send in $100, they automatically assume you're on a payment plan. Yes or no?
No, that's not true. You have to actually set that up with them to set up a payment plan of a period of anywhere up to 60 months. And it can be a direct debit or manual payments, but that has to be set up by the taxpayer. The IRS will never set up the taxpayer automatically.
I did not
They'll
know.
just levy
I did not
to get
know
their
that.
money.
I did not know that. Okay, so in her situation, she has an intent to levy. We know where it came from. What does she do now?
Well, unfortunately, we're in the midst of a federal government shutdown, so the IRS currently is not operating on the collection side where they're receiving calls to set up the payment plans. So she has to wait until the government is set back up again, and then call the IRS, and she can get a representative on the phone. Unfortunately, it might be a little while on hold before she can reach someone due to the IRS catching up on its weeks of being gone.
And when she does get someone, let's talk about that. Once you get someone, what do you do?
Well, once you get someone on the phone, then she gives her personal information to access the account, and then she says, okay, I owe $1,800. I'd like to set up $100 payments for 18 months, or about that, whatever it would be, and then she could set it up directly with the IRS representative.
So even with the intent to levy, you can still set up a plan?
Yes.
And you can set up a plan until when?
She could set up a plan as so long as the balance is owed. Generally, the IRS has 10 years to collect on a tax balance. So all throughout that time, she could set up a payment plan.
I mean, right up until the time they levy something.
Exactly.
What about if they already put a lien on? If they already put
garnishment.
If they already put a lien on it, though, Michael, if they already put a lien on it, can you get that lien removed by setting up a payment plan, or is it too late?
Yeah, it's a specialized payment plan. So in her case, if she has a lien filed, she would have to set up a direct debit installment agreement, which means the IRS takes it out of the account automatically.
Okay.
And after 3 successive payments, she would qualify for a withdrawal of the federal tax lien.
Hey, I heard too, if they lien you at this point, they can actually take your passport away and you can't go anywhere. Is that true?
Yeah, for higher dollar amounts, Tom, that is true. Generally, for a balance under $10,000, those folks are not going to be at risk of having their passport.
Did you know that, Tom?
No.
That's wild, isn't it?
I know they do that for child support. Hold on a sec. So basically, what she does now is she waits, of course, until she can get through, and she sets up a payment plan. Hold on a sec in case she has any last-minute questions. Larson Tax Relief can always be reached for information and for help at 844-LARSON-TAX. I'm Tom Martino.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Russ Kaminsky Mornings, Sean Hannity at 1, KHOW Denver.
This report is sponsored by Farmers Insurance. We are Farmers.
So, how's everybody doing? Anything new with anyone?
Nothing cool.
Corridors this morning. Chain laws exist on eastbound I-70 between Silvercone and the Eisenhower Tunnel.
We're going to the game
around Pass. And traction laws remain in place on US 6 over Loveland Pass as well.
That's what you should have done. Instead of buying a bus, you should have bought like a wing at the Gaylord.
Dude, the sports bar is unbelievable, man. Oh, you're going to. Yeah, don't forget.
I would not forget, I promise you. That's the one by the airport.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
And they still have a deal for Colorado residents? Is that what it is?
I just booked one for another couple going to the Super Bowl with us. We invited you, you're not going?
The Super Bowl? No,
we texted you about it. Hell yeah, we did. Speaking of that, here. What's that?
For the hotel.
No. Century RV, are we fortunate to have a place that has internet pricing and a wide selection like these giant dealers, but we have them in our backyard? You have one out west in Lakewood, just north of 6th Avenue, between Kipling and Sims, next to Woodley's, and you also have one up north on I-25 and the 119 turn or exit to Longmont, and there's a service department up there. CentryRV.com, 303-453-1111. 303-453-1111.
iHeartRadio is presenting the first ever podcast. Capital One.
No, so the day of the Super Bowl, we're going to the Gaylord to watch it, but a bunch of us are spending the night there. No, transferred it. You'll just, when you check in, it's under your name now.
Oh, okay.
You'll just pay them however you want.
Cool.
My card just held it.
Got it.
I thought it paid it too because it looks like it did.
Yeah, right. So that's like a full-blown receipt kind of thing.
But they told me it didn't.
Oh, can we change it to just a king instead of 2 wins?
I think when you get there you can.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll be there tonight. I'll ask them.
Cool.
We got my sister to keep the kids.
Oh, cool. Wait till you see the pools and shit.
You know, I was trying to get Stephanie to go up there this weekend.
It's so beautiful, man. Why? They still have that deal, but you got to get it quick, man. It's worth it. I hope they got the steakhouse put together better. I've had bad luck on steakhouses, roughly. Don't make me sue them, because that was a medium, not a fucking rare.
So, like, is the steakhouse not built yet? Like,
no, they were just, actually the place was very good for, we were there like opening weekend or the week after.
Sure.
They're just putting it together.
Just still like
it's staff issues.
Right.
But it is just
figuring silverware and all that jazz.
Tom, your kids would love it. The water, it's like a water park in there, man. Big slide that goes up 3 stories inside. Outdoor pool, lazy rivers a mile long, I think they said. Or something ridiculous.
It's attached to the airport physically, though, right?
No.
Is it not?
No, thank God. It'd be loud as hell.
Yeah.
So if you want to come out, come in.
I think
There's going to be 15 to 20 of us.
I wish Colorado would pass laws that we could have sports seasons.
I think, remember, that was a federal deal.
Right.
But they just changed.
But Colorado's got to change it themselves.
Yeah, gonna have to, and they gotta figure out. Well, that necessarily might not be true, because we might be able to do it, like it online.
Oh, sure, you can do it online.
Well, we can't right now. Eventually we'll be able to. When you're in Nevada, you can do it online. You've got to physically be in there. I can't legally place a sports bet anywhere in the country in Colorado.
What about overseas? GT bets is overseas.
I use that.
So you're saying that's the law there? You can't go between states, but you can go between the countries legally.
As of this second. But I think that New Jersey lawsuit against the feds changed that. But I don't know where they did the shit case.
It's taking money away from.
It's my same argument with marijuana. Why, like Colorado Springs doesn't have legal pot shops? They just drive the man. This little tiny place gets all the tax revenue. It's stupid.
Right, you're right.
It's same with the gambling. You might as well tax it and make some money. Because right now, Nevada or offshore makes all the money.
All we got to do is sell virtual hosting accounts on a server in Las Vegas.
I don't know why they haven't named that.
Legalize gambling anywhere. Just remote into the server. Then you're physically there. You're placing the bet in Nevada. Why not?
But do you have to be? What's the law? You got to be physically.
Well, see, that I don't know. Because if you're logged into a server that physically sits in Nevada, okay, from a remote standpoint, the action, the transaction is occurring in Nevada with another Nevada, whatever. Now, okay, if I'm sitting in Nevada and I'm using my bank account based out of Colorado, okay, well, it really doesn't matter how all that transaction occurred. It's the fact that I'm there and made the transaction.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on the iHeartRadio app around the country, live on KHOW Radio, live on KRDO Radio, live on some other affiliates. So wherever you're hearing us, you can always email us, help@troubleshooter.com, or call 303-MARTINO 24/7. 303-MARTINO. Stephanie, what's going on with your problem? What's happening?
Hi, I hired Zippy Shell to move me on the 7th of January. I paid them like $1,854 plus I think it was $350 for 3 of those containers. And I got a text message this morning that they're closing, and I need to collect my belongings.
Where are your belongings?
They're in the Zippy Shell in Denver in their warehouse.
Okay, so Zippy Shell is like all of them, basically. You rent the pod, you put your crap in there, and then they store it.
Yeah.
Okay, but well, at least they notified you. We've had
That's
companies
true.
in the past. We've had companies in the past go belly up, and no one knows where they are, and they can't get their stuff. So, what is the problem with that? Did you pay in advance?
Well, I paid. I paid for them to come out. Like I paid when they, did everything, and but
are they letting you keep? Are they letting you keep the container?
No, they didn't say. They were told me I can come to their warehouse and unload the container there. They won't even bring it back, like, to where I was. They won't bring it to me.
Why did you put your stuff there? Were you moving?
Yeah, I got divorced, and I had to sell my house, and I called a few places, and they seemed...
Stephanie,
like
did you move from a house to another house, or what did you do?
I moved from a house to my parents' house for a few months. I have to keep my stuff in storage.
Is that where you are now with your parents?
Yeah.
And do you have children?
Yeah, I have 2 kids.
Oh, boy, this is rough. And now in the middle of this transition, you're socked with this.
Yeah. And they won't, refund anything or...
Well, okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk. What kind of refund? Now, what kind of refund? You didn't really pay in advance for your storage, right? I mean, as far as...
Well, I made a payment yesterday. They called me and had me pay for the last container. And
yeah, but
so
you paid. Yeah. What do you mean, for a month? Tell me what you're paid to.
Well, I paid for the storage and the container.
Till when?
Till next month.
When? The end of February?
February, yeah.
Okay. So can you wait till the end of February to get it?
No, they want the stuff out by the 31st. I actually have movers coming tomorrow, but I have to pay again.
I know, I understand. Where are you putting your stuff?
I hired another storage moving.
Here's the deal. Here's the problem. And the problem is, if these guys are going out of business, they don't care. And even if we get a judgment, see, you're in a place where they're closing, they're shutting down. What do we do? You know, there's no person to go after. There are no people. If we put them on the sleaze brigade, I mean, the worst that'll happen is they're listed, but if they're not there anymore, who cares? You see, and speaking of sleaze brigade, I just want to tell people we updated it today for that issue with the plumbing company, and it's at sleazebrigade.com. It's very important you read. Okay, so listen, Steph. We can call them and ask them what are they doing for people who paid in advance. We will do that. If they say no, stuff it. I don't think there's much we can do about it unless you did it by credit card.
I did. I paid with my debit card. And then my
Mark, we go round and round. Is the debit card? Do we have the same rights to?
Was it used as a credit card? That's the first thing. Did you put in a PIN number or not?
She didn't put. She took it over the phone.
I think it was a credit card.
Number.
Yeah, if you didn't give them the PIN number, it's used like a credit card. So if it's Visa or MasterCard, you have most of those same remedies.
I would contest the charge immediately for the extra or the overage, and I would also make the argument that I have extra moving costs. I would contest a good part of it and just say it was a breach of contract. I would do it. Listen, what are they going to do? I doubt they're going to come after you. They're closing down.
Yeah, I tried to stop the payment that I made yesterday.
Of course.
And my bank said it has already been processed, so it was too late to stop.
I don't think it is. Did you do it on a card?
I did over the phone.
No. It was used as a credit card. It can be contested. It's a Visa, right? And what bank is this?
Wells Fargo.
No. You can contest that charge. Do you have access online to your account?
Yes.
Go online, and they have pending charges, and they have charges since your last statement. It'll be on charges since your last statement or on pending charges, and there's a way to dispute it. That's what you do. Hold on, Steph. We want to call Deputy Dan or Suzanne. Here's the quick call. They're closing. They don't care. But what are they?
One open.
What's that?
I think they have another location, not in Colorado, but they're closing the Colorado.
So wait. They may not be going out of business. The question I have for them, very simply, what do you do for people who paid ahead? That's the question. 303-713-TALK. Rick, welcome to the show. Rick, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How you doing?
Yes, go ahead.
I wanted to call and give a shout-out to Mike's Garage Doors. They're on your referral list. He came out yesterday on time, replaced stuff on the garage door that needed fixed.
Oh, cool.
Fixed the lights.
We have good luck with them. We have great people on our list for garage doors, and Mike's one of them. I'm happy, and thank you for taking the time to do that, Rick. We take the referral list very seriously. Obviously, not obviously, but a lot of people don't know. I was the first one in the entire country to have a list, and stupid me, I did not seize that opportunity. And of course, you have all the Johnny-come-latelys trying to be like the referral list, and they don't give the level of protection we do at all. So I want to make that very clear. If you're using Angie's List, Home Advisor, Thumbtack, any of those, they do not have the level of care that we have or background or anything. 303-713-8255.
Yeah, I'm just spelling it out to Centeno.
This report is sponsored by Farmers Insurance. We are farmers. Mile High City Freeway driving on my ship right now. Mid delays, call drag. The high tech is a bit of a different story. Here's what's going on. Shut down 154 highways 119 and 58.
Highway 119 shut down just north of Highway 6 due to a serious crash. Central City Parkway, the best alternate route. Also, chain and traction laws remain in place along the I-70 corridor eastbound between Silverthorne and the Eisenhower Tunnel, and traction laws remain in place on US 6 over Loveland Pass. The weather forecast, mostly cloudy today with a high near 51. Right now, mostly cloudy and 39. With traffic and weather, I'm Keith Wagner. 6:30, K-How. From a car landing on a roof to a car landing in a roof. Talk to farmers.
Oh, that's
know a thing or two because
yeah, there he is. Supposed to be here.
If you know an addict in your life, this is
a critical commercial. It really is. It is a commercial. But let me tell you something. We're not trying to get you to call and sign up. What I want you to do is note this number, because the Raleigh House is providing it free of charge, complimentary, and confidentially. You can ask any question you want about addiction. You have a million questions when you find someone may have an addiction. What are the signs? What do I do? How do I approach them? How much does it cost? 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559.
Indeed knows finding the right hire takes time away from your business. Hiring a
Now that one, Raleigh House is Raleigh House. See, there are some clients that should not be 30. Raleigh House is one of them. There are some that should be and some that should not be, but he made it that way so he can get more frequency.
just one job. With a $50 credit to get your first job posting premium placement at Indeed.com/credit. Terms, conditions, quality standards, and usage limits apply.
Man, I get a lot of hate messages I've never seen.
There's nothing small about your business.
Because I didn't do this Facebook.
Right. Because now everybody is going to give you their 2 cents whether you want it or not.
With Dell Small Business Technology Advisory.
I wish I had. I could do a form. Fuck you. No.
An auto reply.
Auto reply.
You can't put an auto reply in, I think.
What can you put up here?
Yeah, but something to individually respond.
All right, let's talk. What is on your mind and how can we help you? 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. So let's talk about buyandbuild.net. That is the website. And that is the website for below wholesale pricing on everything from bathrooms to kitchens to the faucets and the fixtures, and you will be amazed at the pricing. Buyandbuild.net. And they're at 4800 Washington Street, a big giant warehouse you will absolutely love. 4800 Washington Street, buyandbuild.net.
I grew up in a military family, and that's why it's important to me to remind veterans
good on this break?
Yeah, we will be.
Benefits that you deserve. This is what
I'm confident.
If I ever do that and forget the timer,
for your service.
if you care, I mean, I don't expect you to do this on every break, but if I don't start the timer, if you can just give me a 10-second, then I'll know. Here, but you don't have to monitor every spot. I usually get it.
All right, just read what I just put to Kate.
For what?
Just read when you get a second when I put to Centeno Schultz, their advertising down.
Oh,
I just want on the same
military and spouses as well, so you don't have to wait to take advantage of such incredible savings. A salary-based mortgage consultant will listen to your financial goals and customize a loan program to fit your needs. Just call 303-695-7000, 303-695-7000, or AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
If you've been hurt in an
You can really, I don't see an auto reply here on
I know on my face, on my real estate page I can put one in.
pain, missing
if I can put an auto reply, I will.
In what, Google?
John Fuller is
Of course you can.
Facebook.
No, on Facebook. I think I have one on my
I don't know.
only payable
on my
if he
Facebook
wins, and it's a
business.
small percentage of
I'm more of a Google guy.
You'd be the one to suffer. 303-597-4500, 597-4500 on my referral list at referrallist.com. Adults who have crooked teeth and always wanted to deal with them.
Where did he want to put another thing on referral list and stuff?
The Troubleshooter. Yeah, so after the show, just share it to Troubleshooter. Does that make sense to you? Here, watch.
Years or less, way cheaper than
Here,
getting
pull it
a
up.
mouthful of veneers.
No, you don't even get it. No. No. We're talking Facebook. No. Go to Facebook.
You want
Get
an
out of here.
inside tip on getting your car
Just go back to the main
Sheridan
page.
Auto Tech. That's right, Sheridan
There you go.
Auto Tech. What's inside about it?
And then
Treats
here's how you do
like
it so
family.
quick. You're
Yeah.
going to go, thank God it's
Sheridan
this quick.
Owner of
You're going to say,
Sheridan
thank
Auto
God
Tech
Mark
will
showed me
treat
how to
you
do
like
this.
a niece.
You're going to say, thank God for Mark.
303-455-7242. Seriously, he's not only honest, but he looks out for your best interest and has
Yeah,
the
you put
knowledge
a
and
big general
experience
on
to
there.
back
This
it up.
is
In
consumer
Lakewood,
law.
Colfax, and Wadsworth, and in Aurora,
Right.
2nd and Havana.
But still, it's like, I mean, you gotta wonder how many of those
No, just go to
messages are just,
And that's wherever.
Yeah, you can.
My friend,
The normal Facebook.
and she says,
The normal Facebook.
Just like if you
it's
go to-
somebody in India, bro. It's one of our developers.
Hit search there.
no, I know. This is
It's
somebody
their
wants-
side
I
job.
found it. Did you find it? Where to put it?
No, I will. I mean, I'll actually when I have more time.
I just want you to go to the regular
I want to
Facebook.
look at photos here.
Or referral list Facebook.
Yeah, and that's
Not where the videos are, just the regular homepage.
Well, isn't this?
Money for a plane ticket.
right.
Oh no, man, I get the.
But it's okay because she has the Nigerian uncle that will reimburse you fully. It's
Now
good.
scroll down.
Just gotta get her stateside, that's all.
Because you can't do it until it's over. Go down to yesterday's. And then hit share. Share to a page.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Okay, we have open lines. Oh, well, I have one line, but I have a few lines open. If you want to call, you can get right through. Remember, 303 Martino works 24/7. Give it out to as many people as you want. And then if we're on the air, it automatically gets routed here. If not, we do listen. Deputy Dan downloads all of the voicemails, so we do listen.
Frank Duran, the realestateman.com, is with us with Remax Alliance. We also have Stephanie Thomas with Red Bow Realty. She's in the Springs. Stephanie, is the market cooling in the Springs as well? Frank Duran says in the metro area it's cooling off a bit. In the Springs, is it cooling a bit?
Yes, we're seeing longer days on market right now. Median price, we're at 20 days on market, so it has gotten a little longer.
That's amazing. That's a great real estate market, but we have become so accustomed to having houses fly off the shelf and multiple offers that a normal great market is considered
Right.
Now, here's what I call perceptionomics. When something is unbelievably good, as in stock market with Trump in the beginning, or real estate with at the end of Obama and then with Trump, when you get these markets and then they cool off just a little, people say, uh-oh. So when they say, uh-oh, and then they hesitate a little, it's like a little tiny bumper, a fender bender in traffic that turns out to be a major traffic jam. So people start hesitating. You know, honey, maybe we should hold off on that home improvement or on that appliance. It could be something very small, but it's the uh-oh, and the uh-oh could be caused by a number of minor things. And if enough uh-ohs happen, there's a ripple. Then companies overreact because they are reacting not necessarily to the immediate marketplace, but to stockholders' perception. So they want to show that even though there's a bunch of uh-ohs, that they're still moving ahead. So they want to reduce expenses. And they may reduce the workforce by just a tiny bit. So unemployment ticks up from 4, let's say, to 5. And by the way, 6% is considered a great economy. But because it goes from 4 to 6, you get more uh-ohs. And I swear to God that recessions come from the uh-ohs, from the perceptionomics. And that 6% is deadly. Then it goes to 8, and in the last recession up to 10. But here's what's funny. 6% on the way up is an uh-oh, and 6% on the way down is recovery. It's the same 6%. So if we didn't go uh-oh and we just let things sit there, we would be fine. Now when banks start going uh-oh and they say, oh, guess what? We need a principal reduction on this big giant building you have, because they can do that. There's a reg that allows them to call for principal reductions on commercial loans. It's not like a house loan fixed for 30 years. And if you ask for enough principal reductions, then business building owners start either raising rents or they start trying to sell. And when a bunch of people try to sell commercial property, guess what happens? Appraisals go down. And you have a self-fulfilling prophecy, all from what? Houses on the market a few days longer. And honest to goodness, it happens. Perceptionomics. And I'm sure somebody will steal that term and call it their own. Jennifer, what's going on with you?
Yes, Tom, thank you for taking my call
Yes.
today. I've got an issue with a medical bill.
What is it?
So I went into labor after normal business hours.
Should I congratulate you, though?
Well, yes, for sure. My kid's over a year and a half old, so this is an ongoing thing that I've had.
In labor, okay, outside of business hours.
Yep, and so to get into the hospital, the only doors that are unlocked are through the ER. So we move through the ER, walk in, and we never enter the actual ER.
Yeah, but did you? I understand that, but you went through the ER. But you must have had a relationship with this hospital. Had you planned to have your baby there?
Yes.
But
and I contacted them before, several weeks before I was in labor, and I asked them what the process is if it's after hours, because this happened to me a previous time with a previous baby. And they said if it's during normal business hours and it's a scheduled C-section, you check in at labor and delivery. Otherwise, you check in at the ER. So we go in to the ER. They immediately take us upstairs to labor and delivery. We didn't do any paperwork or any signing.
Of course.
We get it to labor and delivery. I have the baby. At the end, when we're getting discharged, the financial people come in. They say, this is your estimate. We paid in full what their estimate was of our charge.
What was the estimate?
I think it was like $1,019.
And they did this after you had your baby?
Yep.
Whoa.
I don't know.
She's saying it was only $1,000 to have a baby?
No. You went to this hospital, checked in, labor and delivery. You had your baby. How long were you there?
3 days. We got there on the
and then on the end of the third day, they say it's going to be $1,900.
Yes.
All right, hold on. We'll talk about this because I'm not sure what's going on. They usually come to you before 3 days, or you have a pre-arrangement. So this whole thing is confusing. We'll get to the bottom of it. I'm Tom Martino. 303-713-TALK. Lines are open. 713-8255.
What was she? I don't get it. Is she saying her insurance quoted her that?
No, she said the hospital said, here's your estimate. But first of all, there is no estimate. It's already 19. I mean, it's at the end.
Well, in $1,900, you can't get a fucking aspirin in a hospital. It doesn't even make sense.
3 days for a baby.
That's normal. They keep you 2 days.
On the feedback.
Kitchens.
Did you see what I said? I just want to be on the same page. Just look what I said. It's not a big deal. But they ask all the time.
They walk in there, you're at least one of the best 2 or 3 ones they've seen all day.
What about it? Look at my reply.
That's the key. So what I tell them is, and I show them, I say, look what your neighbor's doing. Look how this person all around and dropping flies, and this person. We don't want to be that person. We don't want to give it away. What we want to do is sort of like
and the only reason I sent this out to them is this request is made every 3 or 4 days, and they're not on the log. So I just, I'm positive. I just don't want to. Well, I look through here. Where else would they be?
These are not all the live lives.
I think a lot of them too.
Is Centeno Schultz on the log?
Realistically,
those are one of them we need reads.
We're in a good market. We just put them
after on the log.
No, they are every day.
We were selling them in 4 hours.
Are they anywhere on the log for
and so you're on the market 5 or 6 days, and people are like,
even if it already
selling.
Yeah, they look at
Yeah.
Mark, they're always on the log. They're one of the ones.
I bet they're not on the log. Let me know.
Well, I'm going to do one more analysis before we actually go live, and actually I'll be calling her today. Sometimes it's hard to get a hold of her.
She is, yeah.
So after you opened up your page
I'm going to do
publicly,
one
how
more
many
analysis.
friend requests did you get
I told her
the
it's very
first couple
important
days?
the price that we
Well, here's the problem. They went retroactive.
Realistically, it could take 21 to 30 days to solve it. It shouldn't take any more than 30 days.
People are getting insulted.
Getting feedback and
Right.
then
Why didn't you
that's how
answer?
they
Why
would
didn't-
go. So that's why I want to be careful.
Like you're too cool to be there
I don't
or
want
something.
this to, I don't want it to backfire you.
So
Right.
I think we'll move it fairly quickly.
But at the same time, God, the amount of overhead, opening up in public figures, Facebook,
Okay, so I
you know,
said,
shut down.
Yeah, but I'll let you know.
That would really fuck up.
I'm sorry.
Why would he go?
I don't think he would.
Yeah, it's on your list.
She's claiming part of the shutdown.
Yeah, I can't sit here social media all day.
So, but I'll let you know. But if I remember rightly, it was like in the threes. It was like
she's trying to pull the okey doke.
360, 370.
You know what she says, right?
But what kills me is like,
should just
I'm
wait.
sitting there at home and I'm in front of the PC all day long, right? And so it kills me. How many people are chatting on Skype and playing around on Facebook?
Were they on there?
I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah. So we can add them. Do you want to do a live read for
Yeah,
them?
I need to.
And then
So,
11
but I'll
o'clock,
let you know.
15.
How's she doing?
So why is it a pre-read? What
We
was
just did some recorded live.
I got you. I understand.
So
We have to, otherwise there would be no conversation ever in the studio. Never.
Sometimes when
I replaced one of the
like
with
8 months ago.
Okay. So we don't have to do that. And then we'll do Santino here.
And why
that's
did you email?
Or sorry, not Lazare, Larson.
Larson.
Correct. But it's Santino 60.
Yeah.
And then we'll have, at 11:03, we have Revitalized Health 60.
Mark, you really confuse cases because they're on the launch.
I'm telling her right now.
You made a mistake.
Yes. And she always does that. This last time around,
Mark made a mistake.
Well, no, I didn't say that. I did not say that. I referred to the log as this. They are not on my log.
Maybe she doesn't want to sell or what. So I thought it was
So based on the fact that you get
so basically, Tom and Grant pulled the okey doke on me.
But I'm getting so many because I keep confirming and then more show up. And I'm wondering.
Yeah, well, because I think that's good because you got the carrots. They want something. They want to buy
And you got
right now, selling's not. We're not quite ready to put it on the market. I get it.
Well, and I thought
Revitalize, got it.
Yeah. Good. So you, that's good. That's good.
Probably as you add some of these friends, it trickles out to other
I
people.
think it was. What price point are they buying?
People you might know, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's
Okay, guys.
10 seconds.
You know, when you grow older, no matter who you are,
Anybody over 40, you start diminishing your hormones. You just don't produce as many, especially when it comes to estrogen and testosterone and then your thyroid. Revitalize Health optimizes hormones. That's one of the things they do, as well as other age-defying treatments. But I love the BioT they have, the pellet implants. If you're interested, go to thehormonebros.com. I know that's a cute website. There's 3 brothers that have this healthcare facility. It's wonderful. For optimizing hormones, I do BioT. Suzanne does BioT. And Deputy Dan does BioT. We love it. Revitalize Health is the place at Ken Carroll and 470. So look them up, thehormonebros.com, 720-361-2302 if you want to call, 720-361-2302. But it's easier to just do thehormonebros.com, thehormonebros.com.
And that says this after ordering your
Has anybody watched True Detective yet? Nope. God, I gotta see it.
What is it?
It's a HBO miniseries. It's great. It's great.
What is it called, Mark?
I think
True Detective. You must.
No.
The first season had Woody Harrelson.
I heard about it.
You've never seen any of them?
How many seasons?
This is the 3rd.
Oh, good. That's what I want.
But they're different every time.
They don't.
The seasons don't tie in.
No, but do the episodes tie in?
For the season, it's one story. But
That's what I want.
each season's new.
No, that's fine.
It's the same character.
No, the first one was Woody Harrelson, and I forget the other cop. These are top notch, man. These are good actors.
And Ali is the one in this season.
Who is it? Let me look.
Something Ali. It's a weird first name. A Muslim first or something name that I don't recall, but it's the last name.
They usually have 2.
Good series, man. HBO does a good job.
I'll tell you, Netflix does a great job. They all do.
Stephen Dorff and, yep, you're right, Mashallah Ali.
We have never had better creativity than we do now.
Well, think of it.
And cheaper to make.
You're getting hour and a half long episodes and movies, basically, that all tie together as this huge series. And think about it. It's like having it's a Star Wars movie that you replay all year long.
That prison one was great too, man. I can't believe you didn't watch it. No, it's Escape from.
He knows when he starts.
Oh, it's the real story. No, it's a real story. This woman broke these two out.
Mark, you will love Clancy's Jack Ryan on Amazon.
I haven't watched that one.
And the season completes.
Action packed.
And oh my God, Mark! And the season completes itself, so you're not left hanging. It's a great season. Hello, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. I'm a consumer advocate fighting for you. We do that every day. Fight, help.
Millions of dollars recovered in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. And we do help information and referrals 24/7. 2 places for you to contact us. Referralist.com. The original list, the best. Referralist.com. And 303-MARTINO. 303-627-8466. Yes, and this hour brought to you by Approval Reverse Mortgage. If you need a reverse loan, you may say, well, no one needs it. Well, some people do. If you're elderly and you have equity, you can tap the equity. Here's the best part. After you use the equity, the balance just sits there. You never have to pay it back until you sell the home or your estate inherits it upon death. You will never owe more than the home. So if you sell the house and have money left over, fine. If not, you can never owe more. So that's ApprovalReverse.com. This is a consumer show where we talk about all kinds of stuff. Jennifer wants to talk about a billing issue. She said she was in labor, and it was outside business hours. She didn't get the memo that she's only supposed to have babies from 9 to 5. She went to the ER entrance. They checked her into labor and delivery. She was there 3 days. It's not uncommon to be there 2 or 3 days for a baby. Sometimes people go in and go out the same day. Very rarely, but they do. Here's the deal, though. Usually with your doctor, you have you're worked out where you're going to go and everything. It's all worked out, and your doctor meets you there. So, Jennifer, that was all worked out, right? This is the hospital you had planned to go to. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
And you have your doctor, but you usually get your estimate before you even arrive at the hospital.
Which we did.
Okay, and so what were you expecting to pay for delivery at that hospital before that day came? What were your plans? What were you planning on spending?
They estimated it would be $1,019.
$1,019. Then your doctor would charge you separately?
Yes, the doctor was separate, and then they didn't tell me this ahead of time, but things like the epidural was separate.
All of that, of course. That's anesthesia. So you have anesthesia, you have attending docs, and then you have the facilities charge. So basically, you went in, and somehow you worked this into the story, so it must have something to do with it. You went through the ER entrance, but not as an emergency. It's just the only entrance open. And by the way, I don't think it's the only entrance open. If you want to visit people at the hospital, do you go through the emergency room?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to quibble about it, but I've been to hospitals all hours of the night, and I go through the front door usually. But you say only the ER was open, so you went through the ER, you got admitted, and then you said while you were being discharged, they came to you with an estimate?
Yeah, it was the same estimate that they sent me prior to having the baby, weeks before.
Okay, so they came to you. Were you supposed to sign it? What was the purpose of them coming to you? Were you supposed to write a check? I don't understand. Why talk to you when you're being discharged? What was the purpose?
They wanted us to pay, which we did. We paid in full the $1,019.
So you wrote a check. You wrote a check.
Yep.
Okay. And then what? Then you got a bill for how much?
An additional $443 for me, and then for my child, we got a separate bill.
Yeah.
For, let me give you that amount.
Just roughly, it doesn't matter.
Over 8,000.
How much?
Or 800. It was over 800.
Okay.
I think it was like 860.
Got it. Listen, Here's what I want to know.
I'm sorry, but did she have insurance? I don't...
This doesn't matter at this point. I just need to ask a few questions at this point. What are you complaining about?
So when I got this bill, I called them and I asked why.
What bill? The 400 and 800 bill?
Yes.
When you got the extra charges, what did they say what they're for?
That's why I called them. And
well, hold on. I'm asking you, did the bill say what it's for?
No, it just says for the hospital stay from 4-2 to 4-5.
Got you. All right. So what did they tell you when you called?
They said that the additional portion under my name was because there's a $10,109 charge for a level 5 ER visit.
Okay. And that $10,000 was paid by your insurance?
The insurance explanation of benefits isn't real clear.
But here's what I want to know. If it was a $10,000 bill, why were you only billed $400?
Right. So the insurance did pay a portion.
All right, got it. Now, next, what about the $800? What was that for?
So they said that was for my child.
For what, though? For what?
For all of his care, room and board. So they charged us room and board for both me and him.
Right.
And they charged basically everything, all of his medicines, all of...
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so if you're asking, let me just say a few things. I believe that taken as a whole, these prices are in line, if not more reasonable than I ever expected. Was that $1,019 just the part you had to pay and your insurance paid the rest? Is that what it was?
So
Jennifer, that's really not a complicated answer. What I'm asking is, did you have insurance for the delivery?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's all I need to know. So the insurance paid some, and you paid $1,019. The same with the $10,000 level 5 emergency. They paid some, and you paid $400. And then for the baby, whatever, you paid $800, or they want you to. The only part I dispute here, the only thing, is the emergency. I think everything else makes total sense. What doesn't make sense to me at all is why they would charge someone level 5 emergency for walking in the door and going straight to labor and delivery. Can anyone answer that? What did they say about that? That is the one question I have.
I did an audit through the hospital.
Good.
And I asked that exact question.
And what did they say?
And they sent me a letter back, and they said that, here, let me read it.
You don't have to read it. I mean, just in essence, we're talking. What did they say?
They said that their records showed that I walked into the ER at 2047.
Yeah.
I was written up as a patient, and then an EDOB is treated and reported as an ER obstetrician visit.
Jennifer, you know what I would do? Your insurance is out this money. You're out $400. This is a lot of money. Who's your insurance?
At the time, it was United.
Don't they care, United Healthcare, that they paid for something they shouldn't have paid for?
I asked them that over and over again, and they said there was nothing they could do. They don't control what the hospital does.
You know what? This is why healthcare is out of control, because no one cares. It's incredible. And did you end up paying that $443, or are you disputing it?
I'm still disputing it.
Good. I would too. How the hell do they call a delivery a level 5 emergency? This is ridiculous. You swear you went straight there and went straight to labor and delivery. An ER physician did not see you.
Correct.
You know, to me, they're ripping you off. This hospital is ripping off your insurance because I think they can get away with it. What's the name of the hospital?
It's a Swedish Medical Center.
You know what? Here's the problem. Before we can even talk about this, you know, this is what I hate about medicine and healthcare. They have a license to steal and a license not to talk about it, because all they say is, we can't talk about it, HIPAA violation. You know what? So we want to take the legs out from under them, and we need you to sign something first to allow them to talk to us about it, because they love pulling the HIPAA card. It's a great thing to do. Then they get away with it. But these people are scum in the healthcare industry. They're not the only ones. Doctors do it, everyone. If they can get a little more money, they do it, and they do it routinely, and they don't give a damn. They don't. And most people don't complain, Jennifer, because, hey, it's just $400. What's the big deal? Suzanne, I need your attention if you can give it to me right now. Thank you. Quickly. I want you to go through that thing you do with the HIPAA thing for her. I want Swedish to be able to talk about this bill for us. It's not the doctor, it's Swedish. They billed her for a level 5 emergency for having a baby. This is ridiculous. And we need to know why. And if they say they admitted her, I want to know. I want to ask all the questions that she would want to ask, but I need permission. Do you still have that HIPAA form, Suzanne?
Yes.
Good.
Do you think like a C-section would be a level 5? I don't understand what a level 5 would be.
Well, I think that's a good one. What is it? That's good. Look it up.
I'm trying to. There's really no definition of it.
Jennifer, did they say what constituted the emergency?
They did not. And I asked yesterday, I called Swedish yesterday, and I said, can you please send me an itemized list of what this $10,109
United should be doing this, but United doesn't care. See, this is a prime example of runaway health care costs because no one's minding the store. This is very good of you to do. You know, most people wouldn't even bother, Jennifer. So hold on.
The lady told me that is the same response as what the audit letter was, that it's because I walked through the door.
Yeah, but, okay.
I asked
they
her
should
how
not
I
charge you.
him.
Listen, they should not charge you $10,000 because you walked in the door.
And then that's what I said to her. And I said, what else can I do to fight this charge? And she said, contact legal, and she hung up on me.
Well, we're going to contact everyone, but we need you to sign something first.
I would seriously, though, if they have the money, I'd pay it, then fight it.
Yeah, but you know what? I wouldn't. I wouldn't, because
I protect my credit too much, man.
Okay. That I understand. That part I understand. Jennifer, Suzanne's going to get a hold of you. We're going to go through this process. And I want everyone to hold my feet to the fire. You heard about this $10,000 emergency room visit for having a baby. $10,000. How long were you in the emergency room?
Maybe a couple of minutes.
I want everyone to hold my feet to the fire and say, Tom, what are you doing on that Swedish hospital bill? And I should have an explanation. After this, we have more coming right up.
Oh, that'd be a good small claims thing.
What's that?
That'd be a good small claims.
Here's what kills me. She's complaining over how much money.
$1,200.
Okay, if I fucking show up to the emergency room with a broken arm, I'm 6,500 deep.
No.
She's there 3 fucking days.
We've got our transfer.
She walked through the door.
My Rastafari headphones are awesome.
She just went there and then went to the main
I'm
hospital.
just saying she went to the hospital for $1,200. I don't care. That's
No, I think she got more than that. That was the extra. That was the extra she got charged.
I didn't understand. I don't understand this level 5 that saved my life. I can find nothing on it.
Tommy, I should be back before I
go out. I will bet you it's a hospital.
See you, Mikey.
Adios, Mike. You guys good? You be good.
Dan, hey. I'm good at everything, man. All right, man. I may see you after a little bit. I may not. Depends on when this call hits. You guys split right after the show?
Yeah, we're at it here like today. You're splitting? Yes, you know that.
All right.
I didn't know you're splitting right after the show.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about Centeno Schultz, living stem cell therapy. And tonight, they have a seminar in Broomfield. Centeno Schultz. Look them up, thestemcellexperts.com. The very first doctor to ever deliver stem cells in a clinical setting at Centeno Schultz. So please do me a favor and go to thestemcellexperts.com to find out about the seminar tonight, or you can sign up for another seminar in the future. I have no idea where I am in time. So that's thestemcellexperts.com. 303-963-9201. That's thestemcellexperts.com. I just forgot the timer. I'm sorry.
only garage door company I personally endorse. I've used Don's garage doors in my home and
I thought that was one of those things we share when you see it.
Can you go to jail for not paying money?
That is awesome, man. No, I know.
Call Don's garage doors at 303-738-DOOR. 303-738-DOOR.
That's amazing. That's really how long have you been training doing that?
Flexident of Colorado.com. We love Nick and the boys, and even Nick's wife. They all do it. They fix dents without touching the paint. If you don't have paint damage, go to Flexident. They're top rated with a Better Business Bureau. They have great reviews. You get a $500 discount for big jobs from all Martino listeners. 303-619-6273. 619-6273. Flexident of Colorado.com. Aurora Orthodontics and T&J. Are you looking for a beautiful smile?
It's on that Stephanie and family. Everybody good?
You want to spend 60 grand on cosmetic dentistry? Listen, flustered with our new clock, by the way. I'm getting used to it. That's why I'm like, because there are you going to do we evened out all the lies, and we have so many, to make it more palatable. It's a good thing. Yeah. But I always have something.
There is like literally nothing.
So I don't have the conversation time we used to have, you know?
Don't we have someone that does this for a living? They were just in. Who the hell was in that did a hospital transcode?
Yes, somebody helped us with hospital bills. You're right about that.
You're a common person, right?
Yes. Did you call Zippy? It's a great way to go. The new orthodontics.
No, Suzanne called and had left a message.
You had to leave a message for Zippy on my phone. That was your 100.
Yeah.
200 or search orthodontics.
That is crazy.
That's really cool.
Aaron is in a competitive marksmanship program, so he's at the Olympic Training Center.
We went to our neighbors.
Our son.
Came home at around 9 with plans on going back and
That's from one of his practices. Isn't that great?
Yeah, we did. We went to
He's
church.
been doing it right
Came
out
home.
here
We
now.
watched
They
Rocky
shoot air
3.
rifles.
Oh, Rocky 3, man.
Amazingly cool.
Yeah,
Did you watch the new
No,
Rocky?
they're not air
Yeah.
They're,
I have a
they're an
Rocky
air
fanatic.
rifle.
I
They
have
have a
to.
pellet.
The new one was good. It was good. It was
He
nice.
did. He played really well as usual.
CO2 canisters.
He'll never
just
beat
air.
Rocky 4 in my
Summer
opinion,
CO2
but
kids
it was
are
good.
sweet.
What theater do you usually go to?
So we usually go to that AMC up on
Check this out. We just bought the AMC pass.
No, it's like
$20 a month per person.
But they
3
shoot
movies a week.
high power,
You
like
still
a
pick
mobile
out
rifle.
your seats. It's
They
just
can-
like
they're high
anything
power.
else.
It's awesome. But his
3
second
a
match
week.
at the Olympic
3 a
Training
week.
Center is on
That's,
Sunday.
and it's $20 a month.
20 a month.
That's crazy.
If you see 2 movies, you pay for it. There's not a movie less than 10.
And if you
Yeah.
go enough, you could take advantage of it, you know.
Well, if you go twice a
Michael
month,
started
it
working
pays
with
for
him when he was
itself.
younger.
And it
He's got an
includes
amazing coach that we work with. So
Dolby
it's really good.
movies, IMAX movies,
Oh, I
3D movies, everything.
Every day, 8 kids
That's
in
why Aaron's
Denver
target
unintentionally practice
practice.
Good.
Yeah, he shot at the OTC again Sunday.
Is that with a bow and arrow or a gun?
Well, that's a that's an air rifle.
Oh, geez. Yeah, really.
And that
How far away?
target,
How far away?
they do them at 10 meters. That
Okay.
target's like this big.
He's got a good BB gun.
Air rifle.
Air rifle.
Well, that's what they are.
He could shoot his eye out.
Well,
He could shoot his eye
he
out.
wears eye protection. We're good.
No, you know that's strong, right?
That movie.
Yeah. You're going to shoot your eye out. Everybody's
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Jennifer has this medical billing problem, and we're going to get on top of that. I'd like to know if anyone else, if this ever happened to you, where you had a giant bill and you didn't know what it was for. Now, if she's having a baby and she walks in the emergency room exit, even if she did it by accident, there's no reason to process it as an emergency. If she didn't use the emergency room, why would you ever charge her insurance company 10 grand? I truly believe, I'm not just saying this for hyperbole, I'm not saying this just to get you worked up on a radio show. I truly believe that in the healthcare industry, the healthcare field, that they do what they can get away with. And insurance companies do the same game too when it comes to paying. They delay as much as they can, and I think healthcare facilities bill even when they know it's not completely accurate. Kyle, what's happening?
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
Good, man. What's going on with you?
Hey, I had emailed you yesterday. Guys sent back, said to just call the show. So I'm.
Oh yeah, was it an email or was it on Facebook?
Email.
Okay.
So yeah, so I've got a truck for sale. I've got it on I've got it on Blinker. I'm actually got a guy interested.
Now Blinker is safe because they do the legwork for you. The other ones, while they may have great listing sites, they don't protect you. Blinker has a system where they handle and control the paperwork and the transfer of payments. I actually would do it no other way unless I knew a licensed dealer in the city I was buying a car.
So this guy, I'm in northern Colorado, Windsor. He's out in Ogallala, so we're probably going to meet like out in Sterling. Basically, we've agreed on a price. He told me he would go to his bank and get a cashier's check. So what's your opinion of that?
I will never accept a check ever. It doesn't matter if it's cashier's, if it's certified, do not accept it. The only way to do it is with an ACH. That's it.
Okay.
That's
or
it.
Cash.
Well, yeah, if you can get greenbacks.
I mean, if he's going and getting a money order or a cashier's check, just tell him to get cash.
How much are we talking about?
$18,500.
Okay, Cashmark presents the forms and all that when you're dealing at $18,500.
Only for the guy withdrawing it, but who cares?
No, when he goes to deposit it, he has to fill out a paper.
So I don't want to just hand him the title, but I'm assuming his bank is going to want that title if he's getting a bank loan.
Listen, here's what you do, okay?
Do I hold it until...
I would do it through Blinker anyway and have the ACH and everything done, even though you're meeting him.
He doesn't have to use Blinker for the financing.
No, of course not. He can still use Blinker to protect you.
That's what I'm telling this guy. Yeah, why wouldn't he use Blinker?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you why, because he's probably trying to screw you.
Well, that's why I called you guys. So
no cashier's check. I don't care what he said. Now, there is a way you can accept a cashier's check, and here's the only way I would ever accept one. And then you wonder why. You'd have to be at his bank with him, and the banker withdraws the funds right then, makes a cashier's check, or actually a bank check. Not a cashier's check. And the bank check is made out to you just because you don't want to carry that much cash. So if you actually witnessed a bank check being made from his account to that bank, and that bank issues it to you and signs it, and they verified him already, oh yeah, I would do a bank check.
Yeah, I don't know if he has where he banks and if there's a branch where we're going to meet. So, because that's kind of my opinion, but I just...
Now, the whole thing sounds sketchy. Out of state.
But usually scams don't meet you somewhere and hand deliver checks. Usually they... did he ever offer to pay more than you wanted?
We started at 25, kind of, negotiated back and forth. We agreed on the price.
Oh,
so,
okay.
I mean, we don't have a written contract or anything.
You don't owe money. You don't owe money, right?
No, I have a clear title. So basically, you think I should suggest to him to?
Why wouldn't you? Why for $18,500? Why wouldn't you drive to Ogallala
or wherever the closest branch is?
Yeah, and it's only 3-hour drive instead of an hour and a half. So
you're right though. It is kind of odd. Most people aren't going to show up. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
But still, even though you may reason, most people won't scam me if I show up.
Yeah.
That's why scams work.
I wouldn't take the cashier's check under any circumstances. Okay. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't do it.
We'll either suggest Blinker or suggest driving to his bank.
You go to his bank with him, and but you don't take a cashier's. You don't take a cashier's check because he can still protest that. There's nothing special about a cashier's check.
Right.
Do you know what? A bank check is different than a cashier's check. A bank check is where it's drawn on the bank.
Okay.
Now, they might call it a cashier's check, but truly there are three. There's a cashier's check, there's a certified check, and then there's a bank check. Some people call all three of them the same. They're not. They can be.
This would be a check issued in the bank's name, not his name.
There is no reason, the more I think about this, he wouldn't use Blinker. I've used Blinker. All you do is put in your ACH info, and they will get it from his account and give it to you.
Before the title is
they'll just handle everything. There's no reason this guy wouldn't do it that way.
Well, first of all, Kyle, did you even ask him about Blinker?
Well, he was wanting to show it to a friend that wasn't on Facebook, so I sent him the link to the blinker.
Well, so did he protest? Did he say, I'd rather not use blinker?
No, he just wanted to use blinker to show it to a friend who didn't have access to the Facebook ad. So, yeah, I think I'll just suggest blinker and see where he goes from there.
Another way is ACH, in other words. But you are there literally confirming the ACH
right.
at the time.
If I do blinker, they will contact me, do all the title work.
Everything.
Is there a commission?
No, they don't charge. No, they don't charge anything. Why do they? Ask why they do it here, and they don't charge for the listing. They want to get financed customers. They want to get people who want loans, but
right.
they know they can't just advertise for people who want loans. So they're
if he's already got a bank loan, they'll still do the transaction.
Yes, but
okay.
Here's what they're hoping. They're hoping out of 100 transactions, they get a percentage of people who want loans. That's all. And that's, listen, everyone has to make money on something. That's why, when you have these, $39 furnace cleaning checks, it's not so they can lie to you about a furnace. They'd never lie, fix it. But they want to be there, so if there is anything wrong, you would consider using them. That's why. What about oil changes? Mark, $14.95 oil changes. There's no way people can pay a garage.
Loss leader to look at the brakes, look at the tires,
right.
Look at the car.
But a good shop, they're not going to lie to you.
No.
So there's nothing wrong with what's called a loss leader. It's to get you to go there. Nothing wrong with it. Now they tell you the truth. If they tell you the truth, it's a great deal. But a lot of shops, they do the loss leader and then lie to you. And that's the bad part. 303-713-TALK.
That's more sketchy when he said he's already got a bank loan and he's going to bring a cashier's check. Nobody's going to give a bank loan for a car without the title.
Well, okay.
The signature.
No, Capital One, just for instance, I bought a car this way. I just went online, Capital One, got qualified, got my interest rate, everything like that. They literally sent me a check. And when I went down to wherever I bought that car from, I just write the check to them.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't have to put in the VIN number or anything on that.
No, the dealership did all that. But that's the only time I've ever done that is Capital. Generally.
How long ago was that?
That was probably my old car.
Oh, really? Okay.
Not too long.
But you also went to a dealer. Everywhere. I had to go to a dealer. So you couldn't have got that same check and gave it to a private person?
No, not at all. In fact, it had to be a brand new car, and I had to go to a dealer listed on Capital One.
Okay, well that's totally different.
Which is virtually Hyundai dealer.
Right. That's totally different. He's going
DenverEgressWindow.com. Remember that website. That is the place to go to get your window wells rebuilt with new windows, or to get a brand new window well where you don't have one, because you legally have to have them to use the square footage behind the wall. Some people put in new ones, some people get the old ones rebuilt where the builder put in that corrugated steel crap that's rusting out. They do beautiful work. DenverEgressWindow.com, 720-626-4221, DenverEgressWindow.com.
Pros in the know start with gloves.
Thanks, guys.
Has the fixtures and the savings to get the job done right. Working on a staff project, you can get up to 35% off select items. Save up to 20% on select toys.
180 after that.
Order what you need online.
I guess we can use
Pick it
the
up
block.
in store.
So you cross out to one Aurora or the...
I never even locked my doors.
You know, did you get the invite? And did you accept?
Well, because it went through my Boris Bronco, right?
It's supposed to. That's the only way I can manage you.
But I can't remember my...
No, you should get it right here.
No, I can't remember my...
Be quiet, you. I'm not just fire.
It goes on Facebook.
And of course, he's become
I don't remember my...
releases
You shouldn't have to do it in email. You know what I'm saying? Do you remember
remember your password for Facebook?
Like,
Do you know if you have to log in? I just wonder if you should change your email to Troubleshooter.com there. But the problem is, I mean, if we ever killed your email because you went rogue, no, I'm just teasing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be to have a different email that you know.
You mean, what do you mean a different email?
Oh, maybe it's right here. Let's see here. Log into another account. No. Usually you could be invite right here. Shoot. Can I just refresh? Sorry.
And he got all bent out of shape. He's so smart and candidate. I told him, you have to be better than that. But we ended up getting a full price offer.
Because I did an invite for you, and I thought it would come through here, but maybe it does.
I have $39, a professional, licensed, insured, and if you have any work done, that $39.
But this is the account you use when you go on to Troubleshooter Facebook, or referral with Facebook, right?
I'm like, no.
Do you have to?
When I go to the, okay, here, let me go to the referral list thing, and maybe you can coming up.
You can get a licensed, bonded, insured tech to your home for $39.
So Raleigh House and Fuller.
They have to give the owner reasonable notice. You want to show up at the board and see yours on lock.
They guarantee you 100% satisfaction, and they waive the $39. You will never have the quantity.
Say 99% of the time though.
Okay, so this is your personal Facebook, so just so you know. Yes, it is. Right here, if I go here, this is your personal, and then if I want to go to the Martino, so this is your news feed, right? Or even if you're here on your page, right? So you just hit this little F, then here,
At the end.
then you go to settings, you're on, you know what I mean? You're on
Well,
the,
what does it tell me? I don't think I
so you're on
I got
the,
creative.
so they are connected.
They are.
Your personal Facebook is connected to manage referral list Facebook. So, but you can't check your invites, you can't check your emails for that.
No, because I was going to set that up.
Can you check it on your phone?
They put their emotions more.
Do you have that email on your phone? Do you even need a password on your phone?
I've talked to, in the last 6 months, like 2 agents.
He's not
I've had to remind them.
he's not savvy.
I am not.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
When's the last time you checked? Is this the BORUP one?
Yeah.
So that's how to put our heads together and work
What
on
do you mean is that a time?
And I'm like, come on, this is.
He's an engineer, you know.
And no, I mean, I know you're not surprised, but.
What is
Don't
that?
feel like an idiot, he's an engineer.
You should see it. How many people?
113.
113 people.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-12, 713-8255. Okay, so what's going on with you, Jesse? What's happening?
And we have a couple lines open. You people can get right through and get your help. And don't forget, we have real estate experts here. I do have some emails for them. What's happening, Jesse?
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
Hey, I ordered a motor online from this company.
Okay.
For my diesel truck.
All right.
That was last February. I still haven't got my
Oh, my
card
goodness.
back.
Wait a minute. You're talking a year ago.
Yeah, but he's saying he got the engine.
I got the engine, but I sent my core back as a $1,500 core charge.
Okay, so hold on. You got the engine and paid full price. When you sent your core back, you never got the you never got that back.
Correct.
How much does that amount to?
$1,500.
Okay. Now, do they, first of all, let's take it basically one step at a time. Do they acknowledge they received the core?
Yes.
Okay. Then what's the reason they give you for not paying?
They've told me the check is in the mail.
Uh-huh.
The lady that writes the checks isn't here. They'll get it out on Monday.
For a year.
For a year.
Okay, well, now we know we got a problem.
But you're sure they're not saying it's a cracked block, it's not a good core?
No. My mechanic said it was a good core too, so, and
all right.
There shouldn't be any problems.
Jesse, we need to call him. What's the name of the place? CPP?
Yep, CPP Diesel.
How'd you find CPP Diesel?
Online.
Just searching?
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of reviews did they have?
After the fact.
After the fact. What?
Not very good.
Okay, why didn't you check him out beforehand, man? I know.
I don't really know.
All right.
Well, that's not the only problem.
Uh-oh.
The motor that they did send me, there was some stuff wrong, and my mechanic fixed them. But he couldn't find out. He didn't. One of the freeze plugs.
Like, give me an idea. like not of the technical stuff, but an idea of if you added up all the repairs that had to be done, what did it come to?
$813.
Okay. Well, that's nothing small. Why were these things? Was this supposedly a rebuilt?
Yes, it was a rebuilt.
Now, does your mechanic doubt it was rebuilt?
No.
Okay, good. So that part we don't worry. It's just a few minor things, right?
Yeah, and the big part was the freeze plug on the back of the motor. My mechanic put it in, filled it up with antifreeze, started it up, leaking out of the freeze plug.
Well, why wouldn't they notice that?
Well,
Hello?
It's not. It wasn't filled with antifreeze. You don't put antifreeze in it until.
Yeah, you're right.
It's in.
You got to listen to this review. You ready?
On them?
On these guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
F this place. Don't bother trying to get a core charge back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They will jerk you around for over a year and still not give you your money back.
That might be his. Jesse, that might be your review.
No, I haven't wrote a review.
It's from a woman.
Okay, Jesse, we're going to take this on and help you out, all right?
Cool.
Now, I have another, let's see, there was another question I had on, credit card?
Yeah, through Discover. I disputed it through Discover. No help.
Wait a minute. How did you dispute it, though? Did you dispute partial, like, that's the way to do it, or did you dispute the whole charge?
I disputed the core charge.
Well, wait a minute. What do you mean no help? What did they say?
They said they found that the purchase was correct.
Yeah, but what about...
That's all they said.
Well, then you didn't communicate with them. Like Capital One, you can call and talk to them. You need to tell someone it was not correct. I did not get my core charge.
And I was on the phone with Discover, and that's exactly what I told them.
And what did they say?
Get back to me, and their response to email was they found it to be a correct charge.
You did not make enough noise. Yep.
Or the company simply saying, hey, the core he sent is not in good condition. It's unusable.
Now, what about suing them?
That's not. I have a letter from them through Discover that says that they owe me a core charge, and they agreed to pay my mechanic's bill because they had to drop the transmission to get to that.
You have this in writing.
Yes.
And hold on. And you're telling me Discover is the one that won't honor that?
Correct.
Why?
They haven't said.
I would sue Discover, Mark.
That's the only answer I've gotten from
Mark, I would sue Discover. I would, because that's a breach of contract. No.
Suing a bank is a little... I don't think you're going to do it in small claims.
Why?
It's just weird, man.
I'll bet you they have an agent here.
I've looked in... some of them don't. For example, I think it's either Wells or Chase right now does not.
I would look into seeing if they have a registered agent, or I know probably CPP Diesel doesn't. But, Mark, really, how difficult would it be to file a claim?
We have a listener that I chat back and forth with because he does a lot of little small claims things as well. And one of the things he has ran into is banks. They're just different, man. He was going after bad check fees. He's saying, I shouldn't have been charged this for this fee. So he sued, I forget which bank, for a couple $1,000 in bad fees. It's next to impossible to find some of their registered agents because they have their own set of laws that are federal. It's just different.
Okay, but if we go, what if he filed a small claim remotely, seriously, against this place where they are? I wonder what the chances are that wouldn't do something, or would they ignore? I mean, you may not be able to show up, Jesse, but it would, at least they don't know that. I'm wondering.
I'm going to go call these clowns.
Yeah, hold on. We're going to call them.
I'm afraid they're going to say, oh, we missed it. Check's in the mail.
We're going to call them for you. And you know what? Then we'll put their number out and go to war. When we go to war, sometimes it really does help. Really. Because people, respond. And then people start thinking, wait a minute. This is really working. This guy really put out the word. We got to do something. Chris. What's going on, Chris?
Hello, Tom.
Hey.
Yes, can you hear me all right?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Okay, I took my watch to a jewelry store.
Yes.
And
what did you take it for? What did you take it for? That's what's important to know.
To replace the battery on it.
Okay, well, that's easy. Okay. I mean, usually they do that when you wait.
Right, and I waited They said there was a problem with the watch. It had to be cleaned. So I left the watch there, and they were going to give me an estimate on the cleaning.
Sure.
I took the watch before Christmas. They gave me the estimate on the phone, and it turned out to be the clasp inside the watch that holds the battery was not holding it, so I guess they replaced it. The bill came to $15.
Okay.
The next thing that happened, I went to pick up my watch. The watch was my uncle's watch. He purchased it in '85. Gene LaSalle, I was with him. He purchased it from an estate sale. I knew the watch because he gave it to me about 10 years ago.
Yeah, but what is this all about? I mean, it's still worth what it's worth. I know you want to attach some more value to it, or what are we hearing this for? Okay.
No, what they did is it's a small item, Tom, and I was willing to even pay for the buckle that they switched on me. They put another buckle that said LaSalle on it.
What do you want right now? I guess what I'm asking. What are we talking about?
I want the 18-karat buckle that was on that watch originally.
What do you mean buckle? The buckle that on the band?
The buckle on the band that you strap it with.
Okay. Why did they change it out to begin with?
They're denying it. We take it. What they did is they take it to a jeweler in Colorado Springs. They said he deals with high end all the time. I don't know who removed the buckle, but it was removed and replaced with the 14 karat. This buckle I had on it was 18 karats, and it said that on the buckle.
But they're denying it.
They're denying it.
Well, how do you prove it, Chris? I mean, if I call them, they're going to say we didn't do it. I mean, how do you possibly prove it?
Well, the only thing I got is the paperwork my uncle gave me.
That says what?
The only thing that says 18K, but it doesn't say buckle. It just says 18K.
Well, is the watch 18K?
Yes, it is.
Okay. You're telling me the watch is 18K. They took the watch and they literally removed the buckle and replaced it. It doesn't even sound like a good motive. There's hardly any. What do you think the difference would be? And what would they use an 18K buckle for that doesn't match anything else? I mean, that buckle goes with that strap. Did they put on a new strap?
No, they just put on.
So they literally, hold on. This buckle, was it pinned in or was it sewn in?
It was pinned in.
Okay, so it just, all they had to do is remove a pin, remove the buckle, and put a new one on.
That's correct.
All right. The idea that they would go through that effort because they had to replace it with a 14K. I can't believe there would be an incentive to do that for any reason. It's hard for me to believe that you even care. That's the point. Hold on, Chris. I don't mean to belittle you, but I truly do not understand.
I have a lot of lives to do in between, so if I stop talking, you hear me on the air, then you know. Then you know. So it's not, because I know a lot of times I don't do it.
Good, how you doing, man?
Okay, let me try this again.
I see you this morning, so I was double booked today. Yeah.
All around company or?
Yeah, but how they know? They're saying they didn't do it.
Still looking good for you?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's kind of, it's interesting. It comes in sometimes, no rhyme or reason to it. Sometimes it's really great, and other times like, yeah, it's awesome. Looks like
cloudy with a high of 51. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 27. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and 54. Right now,
how are you?
Mostly cloudy and 42.
I'm good.
Your traffic in weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30, K-Howard.
You're almost through the day. Make it to the finish line with P3 Portable Protein Pack. With meat, cheese, and nuts, it's high in protein and perfect for on the go. Grab the more.
The RaleighHouse.com. The Raleigh House is an addiction treatment center. They have a few locations in the Denver metro area. But here's the main deal. They have an information line for anyone with an addict in their life. If you need information, it's free, it's confidential. They can help you even approach the addict. You need information. 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559.
You just seen me on TV this morning, bro.
I know. So where was that? I was
Man,
double booked. I realized when I was flying back from Arizona last night, I'm like, awesome, I cannot be in two places at one time. So, Tyler wasn't on the invite for this, who coordinates all our media stuff.
Ron Burgundy podcast. A journey that I think you'll find.
Do you still have your Facebook up?
Thursday, January.
No, but I will. Yeah, we're coming to the top of the hour.
Okay.
Personal injury is an area of law that takes expertise, but you know what you need first? Information. Again, information is the commodity. John Fuller will answer any and all questions you have on personal injury. Don't be fooled when the other party says we accept liability or when your insurance company says no problem. You need information. If you've been injured, call John Fuller free of charge to get information. 303-597-4500. If you hire him, he only takes a small percentage of what he collects for you. 303-597-4500.
What's in store for your business this week at Staples?
Doing business like a CEO while saving like a CFO.
Staples has all the supplies you need to run your business like a boss. Prices that'll make your bookkeeper smile.
Now that
There can't be too much gold in a 14-karat or 18-karat
Honest to
buckle.
God, can you look up the difference?
Well,
They acknowledged it's been since February, the woman I talked to. She put me on hold and then came back and hung up on me.
Okay, let's put out the number. Over and over and over.
What a scam and bunch of
Can you
jerks.
imagine being that's your job is to put people off?
By the way, I don't think I've ever done this with you, but I put up sound effects sometimes. So we got to talk about that. I have, I play it off of this computer.
You warned me, and I got an email being called a bitch from yesterday.
Oh, okay, I'll let you know. I don't have the site up yet.
5 seconds of music.
Try to remember that.
Yes. And I used to do it daily, no matter what. And I always had it available.
I didn't see it. Did you send it?
Okay, yeah. The only problem I have sometimes is I don't want to put it up and then go browsing on a site that has sound.
See the world in a whole new light. Toss your glasses and contact.
So I'll be cognitive once I do it.
For your free LASIK consultation at
Do you have Facebook on your phone?
Icon or visit iconeyecare.com. Have you ever wanted to refinance your mortgage but didn't want to start a
Disregard his diction. The word is not cognitive.
For my friends at American Financing, and let me
So 18-karat gold is 75% gold, 14-karat gold is 58%.
Yeah, what's your point? You don't want 100% gold.
Right. Well, no, what we're saying is why would they do that? Switch out a buckle is probably worth $2 more or $1 more.
It truly is a custom loan.
You know, a little buckle and stuff for a watch. I don't know why would they would switch
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Mortgage your way.
I'm with you.
Plus, with a fixed rate, no matter where interest rates
Send me your
go,
hate mail. I want to see it.
same monthly payments won't increase. It just takes one call to their salary-based mortgage consultants.
Your mortgage your way. Everything I do, they do. Everything I do. Everything I do.
Get you closed in as fast as 10 days. So get started now. 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
To buy floor coverings is in your home, where you can match them with your decor with the help of training.
What's going on, man? How are you?
So
Good, man. How are you?
Good.
So it has to come back.
Running around?
Running late on TV?
Well, our media group didn't get CC'd on this because I didn't send it to them, so they had me double book part of company and here. And we couldn't get our company moved, so I had to go down and do it. They're like, we can just re-air. I'm like, no. I re-air. So.
Did you know you don't have to go to dealers?
You look good on TV.
Thanks.
You're looking good.
You know, I got to get dressed up when I go on television.
Can I stop notifications too on my
You have to put in your Facebook password here. Whatever you log into Facebook, whatever your password is.
Yeah, I think that's in your settings.
Do you know that?
I don't log in there and stuff. It doesn't ever come on there.
I can't help them.
Okay.
I can't help people who don't know their passwords to work.
I'll try a couple.
Okay.
You can't fix.
I think this
engineers.
I like that site, by the way.
Yeah, it looks good, man.
You got a lot of things.
Market's on me. I've just been running so much, but I need to give it a concentrated effort.
Yeah, Saturday. I think you guys are.
Yeah, I texted. We talked this morning. I texted.
Hi, Tom Martino here. We got a couple lines open at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
And we will talk next hour real estate and loans. We do have Ideal Home Loans joining us along with Frank Duran, the real estate man, and Stephanie Thomas. a broker from the Springs. Jesse, oh, I'm sorry, Jesse. We did call, by the way. Now, Jesse is calling about his diesel. He bought a diesel engine online. He had it shipped from CPP Diesel. Where are they out of? DPP or CPP Diesel?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. They have terrible reviews. Anyway, he didn't get his core charge when he sent his engine back, his old one. He didn't get the core of $1,500. Plus, on the new one, he had to do like $800 worth of repairs. These guys are unresponsive. We called them. Mark, what happened when we called them?
Well, she said, yeah, it looks like it goes back to February. This is more of an accounting issue.
Yeah, of course.
Let me put you on hold for a second. And I waited on hold for a minute or two. Then I heard click, hang up. They're clowns. I can just tell.
Okay, so cppdiesel.com. We're going to do what we call internet war. And we are going to ask. Now, we don't do this often. Sometimes we put out a number of a business, and we say, hey, let them know you heard about them on the show. And I don't mean to be vulgar or rude. Just let them know, because it's a public service. Hey, listen, you're a plumbing company. You did this. You may want to correct it. You know, we really do care. I mean, this is the ultimate review. It's a live on-air review. But on this one, I don't really care what you do. I'm not encouraging you to be, of course, vulgar, but I'm saying this. You got to let them know we're not going to stand for this, and that we're going to let everyone we know about CPP Diesel. So if you listen to the show and you trust the show, then I urge you to put a review in, or to say anything you want, to post to social media. Go to cppdiesel.com. Diesel is spelled die, sell with one L. Die, and then sell, one L. So it's C, Charlie, and P, Paul, Charlie, Paul, Paul. Okay, or as in aviation, it would be Charlie, Papa, Papa. Charlie, Papa, Papa, diesel.com, cppdiesel.com. And I'm going to give you the phone number. We need to let these jokers know that we heard about Jesse in Colorado, who is being ripped off. There is no other word for it. They have terrible reviews. It is obviously their mode of operation. Here's the phone number. And please let me know the results. I want to inundate them. Now, Mark, do they answer the phone?
Yes, they did. You should probably hit 1 for sales. That way they think you're buying something.
Okay, so what did you hit?
I hit 2 for, you know, accounting and...
Right. So hit whatever number you want, but Mark says 1 for sales, whatever. You get a phone tree, and then immediately hit a number, or listen to the phone tree, and then call back again. I think we're doing them a public service. 724-785-4022. 724-785-4022. And then please let me know the results. Please call 724-785-4022. Tell them you heard it on Martino, 303 Martino. Give them the number, 303 Martino. Okay, here's the number for CPP, 724-785-4022. 724-785-4022. 724-785-4022.
2019 is here, and
rates are still in the Let's go to war. Let's go to war.
The housing market is continuing to increase in value, with over 35,000 more families moving in than out. And
it's a fake email and a fake domain, by the way.
What
is Suzanne's email?
Others are doing much-needed home improvements.
How do you know it is?
Kitchens, finishing basements, etc.
I think it would be a waste to draft up my response in defense.
Are you talking about? It's almost always is.
The guy called me a bitch, Tom. Said he doesn't know why you still have me employed.
Hey, you can't let people talk about your wife that way.
Yeah, Mark.
My God, if I had go to war.
Did you see? The subject is Suzanne. I can't believe you still employ that bitch.
I told her, I warned her too.
He did last night. He goes, you better watch it.
You're going to get your first
hate
mail.
And I did.
Wait, I don't understand what she did.
What Tammy? The one with the long lock lease?
Yesterday she said, let's drug test her.
We're going to help her.
The nutball.
Delusional.
The nutball that the cop said was a fucking nutball.
This report is sponsored by P3 Portable Protein Packs.
Well, let's see. The cop said they're a nutball.
She sounded real.
She said their neighbors were cooking crack in the middle of the day, or methamphetamines, with their garage door wide open, and you could see the beakers and watch them make meth.
Mark, you don't say shoot and darn a lot, do you?
No. I attempt to. I think shoot or darn. Anytime you hear me drop the F word, I'm thinking something else.
Right.
It's part of growing up in the New Jersey public school system. Shoot or darn. When's the last time you cussed? And what, okay, damn, I do not consider a cuss word. When's the last time you said shit? Let's get right to it.
Jeez.
I mean, are we talking years?
I don't know, when I was a teenager, I think.
So that long for real?
I would probably talk away from
He's only 25, so.
Ask me.
Vice President Mike Pence speaking at the State Department defending President Trump.
Tell them they hung up on me. We're going to keep giving the phone number out and try to put pressure on them.
There's a new effort on Capitol Hill to invite.
Ask me the last
No,
time
but
I
when
cussed.
people call, I want to know what results. They're going to be calling us with results
No,
that they had calling.
The worst is when it happens.
Have you heard your spots are running everywhere, Frank?
Thank God.
Everywhere. That was cheap, too, for those
Worked out
extras.
good. Yeah. Worked out good.
I learned that.
I want to
about
build the
radio.
momentum now, you know what I mean?
Dirt cheap.
Instead of wait till spring and summer to do it. You know?
Yeah, get started now.
Yeah.
Get the hopper full.
Security.
Start working all this weeds.
Suggesting a delay of the State of the Union address scheduled for January 29th until the government is reopened.
Jared in London.
I hope the government stays closed, the IRS stays
Mark,
closed
honestly,
for another year.
what's your honest thought on that? How long do you think it'll stay shut down?
We were talking this morning. We had an over-under on the 29th. Okay, this pisses me off with him. We had the bet set and he wanted to switch it till the next day.
I'm saying he's going to switch it after the
He's saying,
State of the Union.
Yeah, so I said I want the over. I think it'll be done after the State of the Union as well.
I think it will, but I think he'll take the State of the Union and get that
I
out
bet
of
it's
then he'll do it.
45 days.
Don't mind me as I interrupt.
How's he going to get the wall funded? He doesn't get the wall funded. He's losing space.
Emergency.
Oh, no, he's not moving. He'll do that first, the emergency, but that's not how.
I don't think he's put enough on the table, Mark, and I know he's a master.
Hey, keeping this thing closed, I think he's going to be good.
Well, what he's doing, though.
I think it's crazy and stupid because he's breaking a promise. He said, I guarantee I'm going to have it built and Mexico will pay for it.
Mexico is paying
Oh,
for it.
bullshit.
Yeah, they are, man.
Then why is the government closed?
We upped the tariff on tacos.
No. All well and good with the jokes, but he said directly, I guarantee Mexico will pay for it.
And after that deal he did with Mexico,
Take advantage of an incredible free bottle offer.
He went back.
he should have said it. Nancy Pelosi will pay for it.
That diesel.
He can't get him to pay for it. He knows it.
Literally.
You know, Congress has got to pass that.
Free bottles.
That new NAFTA deal.
Oh, I know.
So it's.
Oh, they will.
There's never an excuse for drinking and driving. Never.
But there are people that do it, or people, they think they can calculate, what did I drink, and can I get away with it? Can I drive? That's why we have Joe Lazzara, a criminal defense attorney. People smoke weed and drive, too. Don't do either, but if you do, or maybe you're falsely accused, that happens rarely, but no matter what, you need an attorney to get through the system, whether it's a DUI or smoking with weed, a DWAI, shoplifting, whatever it is. Joseph Lazzara, attorney at law for criminal defense. 303-429-6200. He'll treat you with dignity and respect and make sure you get your rights preserved through any accusations. And it is not a good thing being accused of a crime. You do need help. You need an advocate. That's what Joseph Lazzara does. He'll give $500 off big cases for Martino listeners. 303-429-6200.
Think the only solution for your pain is surgery or a prescription? There might be a better way.
Did we both? Yep. What did we sell?
Oh, Bank of America.
And the banks just hit it.
Except for the one who
The Bank of America made us some good money, too.
Wells Fargo fell a little bit.
And we can't even rebuy it, though. That'll screw the whole lawsuit. 30 days. But I told you this was going to happen. But the other ones are still flat, so that's good. I knew we'd get burned on one, though. I knew it.
Is it going up big?
No, not big. It's not even back to, we'd still have a loss on it right now.
What would prevent you from taking the money out of that account and going to another account?
Nothing.
Would that do away with
I wouldn't buy Bank of America
but
at the
would it
price
do
it's
away
at
with
right
the
now.
30-day thing if you had another account?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Why? They wouldn't cross-reference it?
I don't think they'd know how.
Well, if it's your name and your...
Oh, maybe they would, actually. How would that work if you had multiple normal accounts, not IRAs? I don't know. I've never even considered that.
We should have one for year-end trading.
There's got to be, are you kidding? You can't be the first guy that thought of that. There's got to be a loophole.
Well, they probably tied your name and social.
Yeah, exactly.
So it would have to be held in another name. So I could do it with Stephanie.
There would be no issue there. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
I mean,
so I could take money out of
that's not even a loophole. That's Stephanie having an account.
And buying the stock right back again.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you and Susan do it?
It was Suzanne.
It's Suzanne. I don't know who Susan is.
No, seriously.
Who's this Susan girl?
Well, because we file jointly.
She's the one everyone hates on the internet.
We file jointly. That's why it would still be us. But in your case, it wouldn't be, would it? You guys file jointly? Well, I know. That's what I'm saying. For you, it works perfect. There's nothing wrong with it either. There's nothing wrong with it. That's in the rules.
She actually pays way less tax. I should put a lot in her.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe this hour. Brought to you by Mark Trenner, Trenner Law. He's an attorney I love for you to use. You know, some attorneys I say don't use. I love Mark Trenner. You know why? He's an intellectual property attorney. That means that you're doing something right. Intellectual property, Mark Trenner, Trenner Law. Seriously, don't go to these 1-800 numbers online. Oh, my God. They rip your face off. They want thousands of dollars up front. The very first thing you do is a patent search. The second thing you do is a provisional patent. A provisional patent is misunderstood. I'll explain it in a second. 720-221-3708. That's Trenner Law, Mark Trenner, 720-221-3708. He even has a free booklet he can send out. Look Trenner, T-R-E-N-N-E-R. Look for him on referralist.com. Okay, so do you know what a provisional patent does? It's really great. It says this. This is my invention. Here I am in line, and I have a right to patent it. And that is good for 2 years. If, for some reason, you can't patent it, or you're not the first one, it simply dissolves. There's no downside. But if it is patentable, then you patent it, and it saves your place in line. So if you think of a widget, you immediately file a provisional patent. Even before a search, it would be legal, and it would be ethical, and if there's nothing else like it, you're there first. If the worst that can happen with a provisional patent is you get there, and somebody else had already done it, but you have 2 years to find out. So it's really just a placeholder in line. But it protects you. No one else after you can get the patent. If someone before you got it, okay, you lost out, but at least you preserved a place in line. I think it's an ingenious idea. I don't know how the government came up with it, really. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Brent Ivinson with Ideal Home Loans is with us. We got Frank Duran, the realestateman.com for the metro area, and Stephanie Thomas with Red Bow Realty in the Springs. And Frank is with Remax Alliance. So, interest rates, Brent, what's your feel for interest rates? And I know all the disclaimers. You can't, seriously, can't guarantee, blah, 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 blah. The hell with that. We're just talking. What do you think about interest rates?
I think we're going to sit around the level that we're at right now.
What is it?
30-year fixed rates right now are at 4.5%. They were as low as 4.375 for a couple of days.
you've got a lot of things going on that you're seeing economically that it's not adding up. You know, the big thing that sent everything over.
What's not adding
well,
up?
you're looking at in earnings coming in. You know, it's just things aren't as profitable. They're not as sound as they should be. And remember, we see a recession about every 10 years. Last one started in 2007.
Is there
2019?
I want to tell people we have lines open at 303-713-TALK. You can get right through. Or 303 Martino. You got a problem, question, complaint? Do you think someone ripped you off or lied to you or cheated you? I also want to give you an update on our war with CPP Diesel. And I'm hoping they tuned in by now to watch us on Facebook or
Tom,
YouTube. Suzanne?
Mark's talking to the owner right now.
Oh, isn't that amazing how that works? Isn't that amazing? I let the Martino Marauders go, and boom, we get results. Boom. Isn't it wonderful? Now, think about this. You know, no matter how big and bad they think they are, we got these Martino Marauders all over the country, and we put out a number and say we're going to war. And it's justifiable, too. We don't do that for people that want to talk. Even with people that say, I don't want to talk on the air, we'll talk to you later, or we'll talk directly to the customer. All of that is acceptable, all of it. What is not acceptable is stonewalling. Then we go to war. We put out the number, and we ask you to participate, so you are all deputies. Okay, so Brent Ivinson, you think they're going to hover right around where they are. Do you think then what happens as far as the market goes, long range, up or down?
You know, I think we could see things go up long range. I think you are going to see a correction of sorts. You know, again, I think we had a really heated run up last year. So we saw 30-year fixed rates get at 5 1/8, 5 1/4, and they went up dramatically. The problem with interest rates,
went up dramatically.
Well, we started the year in the 4s, you know, in the low 4s, and you know, as we got midway through the year, we were in almost pushing 5, and as we got into late summer, we were 5 1/8, 5 1/4.
Do you see a big change in applications from, let's say, 4 to 4.5?
We do.
Even a half a point.
You know, we do, and here's the really
perceptionomics.
Yeah, and here's the thing about it. So let me give you this example. If you're borrowing a $250,000 mortgage today, that payment is $119 a month cheaper than it just was a month and a half ago.
Oh.
So now it's significant on the buying side. You know, on the buying side, you qualify for $22,000 more in home with today's interest rates versus where interest rates were at just a month and a half ago. Now, this is a big move. Remember, we went from 5 1/4 to 4.5. So we're talking 0.75% in interest rate. It's a big chunk. When you have them moving by eighths and quarters, it's not nearly as dramatic. But with the move down that we've seen over the last several weeks and almost month, it is a significant amount.
303-713-TALK. Randy talked to CPP Diesel. So Mark's on with the owner right now, but while he's on talking to them, we'll take Randy's call. Here's what we do. We say, look, call the company and let them know you heard about them on the air. And let them know that we care and that we want to know what the outcome is. And we're a radio show. You give them our number, and that's how they got it. They got the number and called Mark.
They got me on hold right now, but
I bet you
they're saying they sent the check out in September, and he should have got it. So I think we're going to get him a check pretty quick.
Yeah. So he should have gotten it, but we'll get it quickly, is what Mark meant to say. Let's go to Randy. What did you want to say, Randy? You called him. What response did you get?
Well, I was 15th in queue, so I think a lot of people's calling them. But whenever they answered, they're like, "Hello, what do you want?" And I was like, I just heard about you on the radio here in Colorado, and I think you guys need to pay Jesse his $1,500.
Good.
The lady was like, "I don't give a crap what you think," and hung up on me.
Uh-oh. She was disgusted. Randy, thank you. Glenn's got a question about home loans. Go ahead, Glenn.
Hey, so I was kind of curious, like with Ideal, and you got that loan rate guarantee thing. Is that on all the loans, and how does that thing work if it goes down?
If it go okay, it's on all the loans, is it or not?
So the way it works, yeah, if we do a purchase or a refinance with you and rates go down by 0.75% or more within 2 years of doing a home loan with us, we will refinance your existing mortgage with no lender fee.
So it's that simple. So if I refi then or buy and it goes down, you do it again. What if it goes down again?
We'll do it again.
So every time I close, I get a fresh 2 years.
Yep. Yeah, because we look at it this way. We've already done business with you. It's easy for us to do business with you again. And we want to give you a break on fees because that way you can take a practical approach to this process. You don't have to be an economist and time the bottom of the market. If you're saving money and it makes sense, take advantage because it's much more likely they'll go up than go down further.
And that's what a lot of people do. They try to time it. And so they tried to take the timing out of it and just guarantee the interest rate. So, how many people take advantage of that? How many? A lot?
Yeah, we do. You know, and it's something that we actually will contact you. We keep track of it as an organization.
Yeah.
So if you qualify for it, we run metrics on our closed loan pipeline. We'll call out to you and reach out to you. So
and
you
we'll say, listen, it's free of charge.
Yeah.
Just transfer your escrows and you're done. We'll take care of all the rest. Well, that's a no-brainer, as they say, or it's so logical that you would do that. Now, coming back, Mark is eager to talk. He was on with the owner of CPP.
We're still on. We're still on.
Oh, they're on hold?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I still want you guys to call. We're not letting up the heat yet. We're still at war.
Can I ask Brent a question? You got to hit break real quick.
Their number 724-785-4022. That's CPP Diesel. You say, we want to know what's going on with you not paying core charges. Okay, Mark.
What's the lowest loan you've ever closed? Seriously.
No, in recent history, yeah.
Lowest rate, well, no, just lowest rate period.
Okay.
2.625%.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, you have one almost.
Mine's exactly that, 2.62.
Yep.
That's almost free money. Do you know it is?
Yeah, right.
Well,
I mean, it really
is free money. I mean, well,
you know, if you put money in a CD, I don't know. Maybe
there's some that give 3-something now. But
no, there are no 3.
Yeah, there's some online banks that have got some crazy things out there.
All right, we got more coming up now. Get your calls in. We got a couple lines open. 303-713-TALK.
This report is sponsored by P3 Portable Protein Pack.
The more interesting way to get your protein.
You look at the drive across metro area.
I'm going to pocket that. So guys, here's a good cue. Listen to this. When this stops, then you know I'm on the air. When you hear the monitor stop.
When the monitor stops, you can talk louder.
No, don't confuse them.
Canyon for that rockfall mitigation.
It's hard, isn't it?
Until about 5 o'clock this afternoon.
You know what? It's better though because we're not jamming everything in one.
51.
No, I know. I know the content's better. Trust me, I get that a million
sunny,
times.
a tad warmer and a high near 54. Right now cloudy and 45. With your traffic and weather, I'm Wagner. 6:30 K-How.
You're almost through the day. Make it to the finish line with P3 Portable Protein Pack.
Artofgranite.net is the website, and you can call and get a price on the phone, too. The number is 303-386-5919. Now, Mitch Floria runs his business this way because he only charges for fabrication and installation. The tear-out and haul away's free, the bathroom's free when you do the kitchen, and he knows what his stone costs him because it's wholesale to you. So if you want stone, he's a direct stone importer. He can do it and give you a price on the phone. With cabinets, it's a small markup from the manufacturer. It's an easy way to do business, a wonderful way to do business, and Mitch Floria does a great job. Get your price on the phone, then visit them at their beautiful Golden showroom and get this whole process between 1 and 4 weeks. It's all said and done. 303-386-5919. The whole Front Range and Mountain Communities. 303-386-5919. Open 6 days a week, closed Sunday. 386-5919.
You owe the IRS back taxes? Get ready to pay up. The IRS just added
There is a company service established in Orlando which does not attend to my complaints. Is this the right place to register a complaint?
To get you the best possible tax settlement. They have an A+ rating with the BBB. Call Optima now for your free
Send me
Okay, Stephanie, thank you. Go to my page. If I don't do it,
Your Social Security number and birth rate.
You're
bank account number, please.
And your bank, so I can transfer money in. So when I get you your refund, you know where to put it.
That's what we do here.
Because your brain can be.
And if you'd be amicable, we'd like to run some other funds through you.
It's all good though.
Just the right hearing aid can do away with
We've been contacted by the marijuana people. They need to launder some money. We're wondering if you'd be game to help.
By the way, if you're ever in town, can you drive a package back to Florida?
Can you fly a plane?
And coming up to Florida, I've got a few Dominicans I want to
Cubans.
Yes, the Cuban version. And what was the problem with the Dominicans? They couldn't roll. They rolled too tight.
Well, they
and all
rolled.
the crates
The
exploded
crates,
and
they
burned
rolled too tight,
people.
but
You're the guy that talked about this, so I can direct plans by that. And the number to fix it is within about $7,000 of total.
Oh, I tried that.
Oh, I am. Like crazy, but I've been fighting them for 7 weeks. All state.
Is it your insurance company?
Yes.
But what about
Yeah.
it was the other one you'd have a chance? You have a contractual agreement in your policy.
What about not?
That is basically
If
if it was the other driver, we could go after him for diminished value and push it over.
Yeah,
the
no.
edge.
So here's the other crazy thing, right? So they calculate the payoff number, and it's like $6,000 higher than what my payoff is. If I turn off that run through the business, I was like, look, just
That would be
pay
terrible.
the thing off, and then you make up your money. I'm like, you don't need to give me the $6,000. Yeah, BMW finance.
Yeah, but if I so in other words, they'd actually be better just paying it off.
Suzanne
Right.
like it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you lower it. So it's legally mechanical. I'll sign whatever you want that says, I realize I'm foregoing fair market value for this car.
We
and
have
I'm losing out on $6,000. I don't care.
Suzanne has contact information on someone that might be able to help there. That's all he does for a living.
Okay.
I can't think of a.
Yeah, he was a star.
He was just on. He was fucking smart.
Yeah. I mean, it's just never been a wreck ever. First one, totally.
Would you do rear end or?
Yeah.
Next day, looking at rates, looking at rates.
I was on the phone on the Bluetooth.
Damn it, 4 1/4.
Yeah, right. So, the guy in front of me, I think it's the guy in front of him, but when we asked, he's like, I don't know, it all happened so quickly. So I tried to switch lanes to miss him, and I couldn't get over quick enough and just throttled him.
Yeah, I've been there.
So,
Not in a long time. But
never, ever have I been in a car accident in my whole life.
Really?
Yeah, ever.
Our
Our
settings are pretty tight
I was like,
for
oh.
my personal stuff.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Okay, what about the rental market, buying rentals or buying fix and flips? When prices go down, that's usually a good time. When prices are shooting up, how many people do you guys get compared to the old days? Now, obviously, I don't think it's a good time to buy a fix and flip. Not yet. Do you guys? Anybody? Do you have people doing it?
Yeah, we do. In fact, one of my good clients, I sell a lot of his fix and flips, and we've sold, I think, about 4 in the last 6 months.
I work with a group of investors that do fix and flips. So a lot of times they'll pick up properties off market from wholesalers or...
But they're still doing it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Even in this market because the prices are so high.
Yeah, unfortunately, when people need a house, they're going to buy a house.
No,
I mean,
when they need a house.
can't sit around and wait.
But fix and flippers don't need them, but you're saying their customers do.
That's right.
What is the price range fix and flippers are hitting on the sales end? Not on the buying end.
Anything below 3 typically is what I see.
Yeah. Is that what flies still off the shelves, so to speak, under 3?
Yeah. Yes. It is slowed down a little, Tom, but then again, I put one under contract. It was a little condo. We had 2 offers on it.
What is the slowest price range? Obviously, you know, we say 10 million, but I'm talking about in the realistic range from 100,000 to, if you even have one, from 100,000 up to, let's say, 1.8, 1.9, or 2 million. What's the slowest range? Obviously, what, 1.5 to 2 million? No? Or not? Because sometimes in that range, you have cash buyers that don't care. What do you think? What do you think as far as, what about loans?
Yeah, you know, we definitely see some slowing at kind of that mark that's $800,000.
What's the jumbo loan?
You know, anything right now. So your expanded conforming jumbo for this year, Fannie Mae just raised it. It's $561,200. So anything above that loan amount wise becomes a jumbo loan.
Above
561,200.
Then that's why sales slow down. So let's say then above 600 to be easy. What do they do for loans? Is a jumbo loan way harder to get?
It is more difficult.
I'm not talking about the income now.
Yeah, no. It is more difficult to qualify for sure. Yes, it is tougher to qualify for a jumbo loan. The guidelines are more stringent. The reserve requirements are more rigid than they are in a conventional loan. So
it's more. You get more. Fewer buyers, more qualification requirements, or just more money needed?
More qualification requirements, too.
Okay, why?
Yeah.
Why? If a loan is a loan is a loan, why would it be more qualification
requirements?
So
it's a riskier, they look at it as a riskier loan to make, and here's why. It is a more difficult property to sell because you have less buyers in the market.
So when if you had to foreclose on it, you could have a problem.
Yep.
Okay.
It would seem to me, though, if the loan-to-value is outrageous, $4 million property, $700,000 loan, I'd take that any day over a lot of the other ones.
But like Mark said, like Brent said, you still have to sell it if you foreclose on it.
Yeah.
Okay, another quick question then.
Sure.
Give me an idea of what an additional requirement would be that you don't have with a conventional.
So 6 months reserves. 6 months
reserves. Oh, my God. So you have to have payments in the bank for 6 months. Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Desiree, what's going on? Desiree?
Hello?
Hi, what's happening?
So I have a quick comment on that CPP diesel.
Yes.
Okay, that CPP stands for Cummins Performance Parts. Now, why couldn't you guys call Cummins and let them know
How did you know what it meant?
I looked it up on Facebook.
Oh. Now, that just means they were...
Cummins?
No, because Cummins doesn't run the place. Here's what
I get that, but it's still one of their suppliers.
Well, at this moment, we're really hoping they come through.
I think this is why they don't use the name Cummins, is because of trademark. I think that's why they use CPP, unless...
that could be.
Unless CPP, of course, is the common name for Cummins Performance Parts. Mark, when you talk to the owner, what feeling do you get? What was your initial feeling?
I think, okay, well,
really?
Right now, I'm hoping this guy gets a check. So let's talk about that after they agree to a check.
Okay, I get you. Brian, go ahead. What's going on with you, Brian?
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. What's happening?
Hey, I wanted to call and let you know, just from my observation as an inspector, is that these fix and flips, these people are wanting top dollar for, and they are doing a very poor job at flipping them.
You mean at selling them or at fixing them?
At fixing them.
So they basically just put lipstick on a sow?
On a pig, yep.
Yep. So they're putting lipstick on a pig, and you're saying underneath it's not so good.
Exactly, and we run into probably 95 to 98% of those flippers with sometimes medium issues to major issues.
Well, thank you for that observation. What were you going to say, Stephanie?
The guys that I work with actually make it a point to go through and check the mechanics of the house, not just the cosmetics. So we do have a turn for that lipstick.
The bones.
Yeah, you know, checking heating systems, things like that. A lot of times in a lot of flips that we show and see in the market, a lot of times they are quite that. Just, you know, paint, carpet, make it a little pretty, and go for top dollar. So that is kind of common.
Is she still on hold? Is she talking to them right now?
I don't know. That's a long conversation.
Can you tell Grant if she's talking to them at CPP? Because I see she's pretty animated.
And then she must be.
I don't think I've seen her arm swing like that lately.
I have.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, getting back to Jumbo, this says a lot about the higher market. So these guys, to get a big loan, they have to jump through some hoops. And that's why the houses will sit longer. So over $1 million, if you see houses listing, they have way fewer buyers.
Yeah, I mean, I would say as a generality, yes, we do see that. And then the other thing, too, if you want competitive rates on Jumbo, you're going to have to put 30% down. You can get away with 20, but there's a much better option if you can put that 30% down.
Like, does it get to be a good price at 30% down?
Yeah, it's not much over the current conventional rate. You know, we'll typically see it run a quarter higher.
Suzanne, did you just get off the phone with CPP?
I sure did.
Okay.
So do you want to know now, or are we going to break?
No, let's do it.
Okay, so first off, he wants to know that he insists that the business is not conducted that way out there, that he apologizes for any rudeness.
Well, that's good.
He feels very bad. He gave me a tracking number. There's going to be a signature required for this refund check that is going out tomorrow. So I'm going to give that all to Jesse, who's on the line right now on line 3, Tom.
Jesse, this is great news if we get this money.
Yeah.
We will reserve judgment on CPP and ask people not to keep calling now, and let's see what happens.
Also,
yes.
Tom, he insisted he is going to be listening to those phone calls of his ladies or employees being rude and handle accordingly.
Well, that's,
so he
you
just
know what?
wants our listeners to know they don't do business that way.
Here's what we have. We have an example of media with a purpose. Think about that. Think about it if he did have, let's say this. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. And let's say he didn't know this was going on, and he didn't know this was being delayed, and he didn't know people are being wise asses or whatever. Jesse, so you never really talked to the owner, did you?
Yeah, I talked to him about all the problems that were wrong with the motor.
Oh, no, that's what I mean. Okay, and he's the one that said he would help pay for it, right?
Yes, yeah.
And
okay.
I want to throw
so
this
maybe,
out.
No, maybe he did make the promises and the other people didn't follow up.
That's possible, but there was another monkey wrench that I do understand, is when Jesse went to Discover to dispute the charges, that kind of held the check up too because they didn't know what Discover was going to do.
Okay, listen.
Right or wrong?
Here's what we will do. We will reserve judgment and not talk about this until we hear from you again tomorrow or the next day. Is it an overnight or what?
I don't think so, Tom, but possibly. I will find out from the owner.
Yeah, and we can wait a few days.
Hopefully it's not Pony Express.
We can wait a few days. But
UPS.
then, Jesse, as far as this would be, we can add to our total the $1,400 plus or $1,500 plus the $800, the repair, which were like $800. If you get it all, that would be wonderful. That would be $2,300, and you would owe us the traditional chocolate chip cookie. But here's the deal: you don't even have to pay.
I think he's just getting the 15, though.
Okay, we'll see. Even that would be good. Jesse would be happy. We've asked for chocolate chip cookies in the past. We don't hold you to it, okay? So I don't want you to say you're being blackmailed for a chocolate chip cookie, although I do like the double chip kind.
Maybe if Ming's listening, he could send you some more Mingarita. Remember that guy that brought the...
What did he make the Mingarita out of?
It was like homemade, I don't even remember.
I remember that.
Mingarita.
Okay, 303-713-TALK.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW. And
we were, so this guy Ming's here, right from China, good guy. Been here a long time, but he's sitting right where you are. And I say, I talked to him before the show, and we're talking about in China, did they really eat dogs? The restaurant right where you
really do.
That's all they serve us. So we're sitting down, I say to Tom on air, I said, and Ming, he's from China, all he does is eat dogs. He had no idea that like, I'm being serious. Yeah. He thinks I'm throwing.
He works at a restaurant called Walk Your Dog.
Walk your dog. Walk your dog over here.
Walk your dog.
From Amazon. And Sinclair Broadcast, the nation's largest owner of television
stations, a lot of those bucket
is
scoops are right next to shelters.
Supported streaming service. It will draw local news, sports, and other programs from the 191
those buckets, those $1 a scoop.
U.S. markets.
Oh, you've never eaten one, have you? I walked into one time, I believe. They had these fish with heads still on them in the buffet line, and they were just so disgusting, and they smelled so bad. It's like a full fish.
Now you're making me educated. I know the difference between what's wise and unwise. Suffering needlessly with allergy symptoms.
I like the eyeballs.
10-day sample.
Do you like good Chinese food, though?
I don't.
Like P.F. Chang's.
Give it hour 24.
So.
Wendy, I can. Yeah, let's put it this way. I don't hate it, but
so don't be unwise.
There's nothing. It's definitely
like Mexican food. I don't like Mexican. I don't particularly dislike it or like it. Mexican and Chinese.
You're just going to go a different way.
Yeah. I'm Mexican. I love the pandita and all that cheesy stuff. I don't like the rolled burritos.
Oh, the rice.
Yeah. Beans. I don't like any of the beans.
I'm not a bean guy. I like green beans. That's about the only beans I like.
Now, as an Italian, we make a lot of bean dishes, and when you do it with beans, we call it fagioli.
Like what?
Pasta fagioli would be pasta.
What kind of beans?
Big kidney beans.
Oh, love kidney beans.
And we do it with olive oil, and garlic. I ought to bring in a dish for you. I can make some really mean fagioli.
Kidney beans are the best.
Middle of the day, snacks are calling your name. Answer
Yeah, Creole, I thought there was a black bean.
It's meat, cheese, and nuts are high in protein to keep you going while
Creole?
you're out and
Creole?
about.
Is that
No, I think it's kind of a... Hold on, guys.
Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair has such a great offer. You know, we've been talking about auto repairs. Listen what they'll do. If you have a transmission problem and you're inclined to get it fixed, you're not obligated, but if you think you're going to, they will remove the transmission and lay it out and do a complete diagnostic on each and every part and give you a price that's solid, but that tear down and inspection is free. Even if you want to take it somewhere else, and even if you don't want to get it fixed, or even if you decide to junk the car, all free. They will never even back charge you if you decide to have the work done. And they'll give you a great estimate on what that will cost you. Mark Wachowski is dedicated to excellent customer service. South Santa Fe, just south of Dartmouth. And remember, free tear out and inspection, 303-781-9858, 781-9858. That's Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. You can find them on my referral list at referralist.com, 781-9858.
iHeartRadio is presenting the first ever podcast award, presented by Capital.
You know, do you have, what Sonic Care do you have? The old screw-on or the new one?
No, I have the little pop-on.
Does yours,
brushes are small.
Yeah, does yours, like, occasionally, if you're putting a little pressure on it, not work?
Yeah, it'll
Yours does it?
Yeah.
My old one didn't.
No, my old one didn't either.
I think I got a bad one.
No, it must be. Mine is perfect, but I know what's wrong with it, guys. The shaft is broken, and
mine's almost out.
Well, we just got the new one.
That's what we just did. I think it's a bad batch or the new. No, because he's saying his design.
No, you got
mine is a brand new. Mine's a year old at least or more.
Mine was Christmas. If you're putting too much pressure on, because they don't want you to wreck it in.
No, but it's just like, I mean, in one direction it stops almost no pressure.
That's what Tommy Mark, the VIN guy, knew the owner. He knew the owner, so he called the owner and said, "You better call the show." He was before work begins. So that's just so you know, that's where that came from.
I got them at Costco, so I'm going to swap them out, man.
Yeah.
And if the new ones do that, I just can't deal with it.
It gets like
You're talking about our toothbrush.
It gets like an intermittent pause if you're going too hard.
Oh, and hers is brand new. We bought the 2-pack at Costco. Hers won't even charge it. Less than a month. Well, definitely for that, but I'm doing this other deal.
I got to get Stephanie an appointment. She wants to get her eyes done.
What do you mean, eyes done? Oh, you mean the lenses?
1956.
I freaked her out and I said, well, pick your eye color. She said, I don't want to change my eye color. Well, you could actually. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. We got lines wide open. You can get right in at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
So, hey, you were joking around on that, but you said Stephanie might get her eyes done with the clear replacement lenses. Why couldn't you put different colors there? You wouldn't see them?
No, because the lens doesn't hold your color.
It does not.
No, the lens is over the top of that. What is it part called that you have your color? I don't.
The
iris?
pupil, the iris. I don't know.
Iris. So, and hers are a green color.
Wouldn't that be cool though if you could change the color with the replacement?
Of course, I would change them. Who wants crap brown? I mean, I've had brown eyes all my life. I thought, how common is that? I mean, really, have you ever seen anyone brown eyes? You say, wow, what great brown eyes. I have never heard that expression.
Big brown eyes,
what beautiful
puffy dog
Yeah,
eyes.
big brown eyes. But you know what? Come on, it's so common. But big blue eyes or green eyes, I love. Like Steph says, they're hazel. I love that color, that green. But when you have brown eyes, of course I would change my eye color. Now they have contacts that cover over your color, so you can see, you know, the middle is clear, of course, and then they have the color. But wait a minute. I'll bet you, no. I'll bet you they could make an eye replacement.
That's what I'm saying. Why couldn't they?
Because contact lenses can do it, so why couldn't those permanent lenses?
I don't know.
Dang it. I would get blue eyes.
Yep, you missed
a blue-eyed Italian.
So you ask why I wait. There's another reason I wait.
Hold on a second. Let's call Icon and ask them. I'm not asking them if they carry them, but if technically and scientifically possible that lens could have a color on it to change your eye color. I know they're going to say, oh, no, we don't do that, blah, blah. Don't get the official. Talk to, like, Travis or Dr. Witt or one of the PR people and just say, what we're asking is, because contacts have colors, could they be made, theoretically be made? Mark, I think that would be a giant industry. It would be. I mean, could you imagine?
This is why I'm here.
Yeah. No, that's good. Okay, Ray, what's going on, Ray?
Okay, I'm slowly retiring, cutting back on my business.
How do you slowly retire? I was going to ask. How do you do that? No, really.
Slowly, I'm in business.
Yeah.
And wholesale to other printers.
Ah.
I do work for printers that they can't do.
Yeah.
I've got the old-time letterpress machine.
Yeah, well, you're going to go out of business whether you retire or not, right?
Well, one of my presses is 10,200 pounds.
Ooh.
It's a big die cutter.
Wow.
And I want to put it on Craigslist. Do they have like a national?
Oh, yeah, Craigslist is known all over, and Craigslist is a great place to advertise because it's free, but the only problem with it is the scammers come out of the woodwork.
Yes, well, I want them to call me and say they'll send someone to pick this up, and I'm going to ask for $20,000. It's worth scrap metal at $450 total.
So scrap metal is worth $450.
Right.
Now,
and it's going to cost me close to $1,000 to have someone.
What is it again? I don't understand what it is.
It's a printing press.
Yeah, it's a die cutter. It's a big die cutter, 10,000 pounds. It's
but when you talk about a die cutter, then am I wrong? It's not a printing press.
Well, it is. Back in the olden days, this is pre.
How does it work? Explain what it does. What do you mean by die cutting?
Well, let's see. A pocket folder. It's a piece of paper, but then it has the cuts where it folds up.
Yes.
And the pockets are glued.
Yes.
And all that stuff. Well,
yes.
This die cut scores it, so it's, then that's how a folder is made, a pocket folder.
Okay.
A presentation folder.
Okay. So you print.
I don't do any printing.
Okay.
Printers print it.
I understand. But when you do print you before or after die cutting?
It's first printed.
Okay.
And they print it on a sheet to my specification.
And then you have it folded and die cut.
Correct.
And then when it comes out of your hands, I can fold it and glue it.
You can if you're a printer, or I have done some work for my friends.
But you don't do any finishing after you cut it.
Well, I can. I charge extra for that.
And do you perforate too?
I do perforation. It's raffle tickets. I do the.
How do they do it now without that? I mean, in other words, everything has gotten modernized. So how has die cutting and perforations?
Well, the perforation they do on a rotary type machine that's round and round. Letterpress, old times, is like a clamshell, open and close, or the rotary, like this die cutter, has a round cylinder. The paper goes around it.
But what I mean is, do they have new ways of cutting, like laser and all of that, or
yes, they do. Or they could stamp a pile of paper and cut it all in a shape, 500 sheets in one cut.
Are you kidding me? With a laser, they can do that?
Not laser. It's again, I'm still the old-fashioned.
No, I understand. Why would anyone want your machine?
Well, that's just it. I want to just. It's a boat anchor. I just want them to, if I put it on Craigslist, tell them it's worth $20,000, they'll send me a check for $25,000. But will a moving company take this, and they think they're getting this great machine, and then it's not going to cost
First of all, Ray, I don't even know why you think anyone would buy it.
Why would anybody want it?
I don't understand what you're talking about. Like for example. Do people even use it anymore, that kind of machine?
Oh, yeah.
What could I buy for the same? But could I buy a more modern machine for $10,000?
Not for $10,000, no.
What would a new machine cost?
180, 200,000.
Okay, is that new of your vintage or the new technology?
The newer technology.
Okay.
His is going to be scrap value.
This is a dying trade.
No, it is a dying trade, right?
Yeah, but again, there are places like Folders Express in Oklahoma or Kansas that they broadcast on the internet, and they wholesale it out in volume. And they've got the modern machines that could die cut these and fold them and glue them.
There are die cutting. There are die cutting machines all over the place, and they're like, I'm looking at them. Man, do they look good? They're small. Well, when I say small, relatively, they're not heavy. They're the new aluminum cabinets and laser cutters, and the prices are not near 180. The ones I'm seeing here, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I mean, you're asking a question. How do you?
Man, it's like
find
trying to get
a legit buyer that won't rip you off. I would say
no. That's not what he's saying. He's saying, how do I get rid of this thing?
Yes,
it's 10,000 pounds.
He just said he's going to ask 10 grand for it.
No, he didn't.
No, but I know I'm not going to get a penny. I don't want anything.
He just wants someone. If anybody will go pick it up, they can have it.
Wait a minute. I get it. You want to be scammed.
Yes.
Oh, what a brilliant idea.
Just wondering, though. I mean,
but there's so few people that could show up and pick up 10,000 pounds.
No, they're going to scam you in another way, like send you money, have you send money back. But
pay the mover, and I don't want to do that. I'm smarter than that. I don't want to pay anything. Send me a check and I won't cash the check.
I have a question, and I want to know something. It has technological evolution. I've always wondered this. I've always wondered this. You got that big old machine that does something, and right next to it you get a new one, and it looks totally different and is way more efficient. And I often wonder this. Why did we have to go through that stage first? Why is it that man doesn't think about the more... no, seriously.
Well, we went from mechanical to computers, and we went to a lot of different things.
That's because of the dependent technology. In other words, if you didn't have a laser, you couldn't have a laser cutter. And therefore, when they made that, they didn't have lasers, therefore no laser cutters.
No robotics when they assemble cars.
But there are some things, though, that are just different designs and really don't employ total wholesale revolutions, and you wonder why did it go through this old-fashioned evolutionary process to a newer-looking one.
Remember the old bicycles you see, like in the 1800s, they had that huge, gigantic front tire and a tiny little tire on the back. Why the hell did they do that? Why? Do you have any idea why?
Probably balance.
Well, you often wonder with I call it the evolution of technology, why we go through the older stages that are all heavier. They're all heavier. I mean, did we not have the lighter materials available? Probably not.
Back then they made it to last.
Right.
They don't make it to throwaway society today.
Yeah, but listen,
he's talking more design.
No, but I'm going to tell you something, Ray. I've heard that argument before, like nothing's built to last. I will venture to say that things are built better today than they ever were. Now, I'm not talking about, necessarily everything, but, I'll take something more technologically advanced and modern plastics and composite material any day of the week than the big, giant, hot metal crap.
Take a Chevy or Ford from the 70s.
Yeah, I like the new stuff better. Most of the time, I like the new stuff better. Do you think, side by side, though, the job, if you had equivalent quality as far as the newness or the refurbishing,
I would love that. I would love the new technology.
No, what I'm asking you is, if you had new technology versus a refurbished old technology up to really perfect standards, do they both do the same job, or does the new stuff do it better?
They know what they're doing. The new stuff does it better and quicker and faster.
Okay.
See, printing back in Ben Franklin day, real quickly, he had the printing press open and close or whatever. And that's how printing was all done, And what happened during World War II, we dropped propaganda flyers all over Germany and whatever, and the government had to come up with some faster way. The mimeograph.
Of course, just like with computers. That's most of the things started out with the government or defense need. No, not most, but a lot of technology.
This report is sponsored by P3 Portable Protein Packs, the more interesting way to get your protein.
No delays on the highway.
I'd like to see him scam someone into taking a 10,000-pound machine. Now that would be a scam.
Hey, it's on your truck. It's yours.
On your truck, get out of here.
I don't even know how you get it on. What do you need, a crane to get it on? It's not like a car with tires.
Nobody will come and get that. No one will come and get it. It's $1,000 a move with $400 of value. Now, I would go out of business and leave.
Yeah, who would? Yeah, leave it right in the warehouse.
We were right in the old place.
It might be in his living room, though.
Right now, most with cloudy.
Well, I would, but my wife doesn't want it there anymore.
With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner.
It's pretty tough to cut it out for.
What's the weirdest thing you ever had in your house? For example, our first apartment, I kept my motorcycle in our kitchen.
I've heard
She did not like that.
Okay, guys? Some people like personal seminars where you go on your computer and you're online with someone. Some people like face-to-face. Other people like to go to seminars where there's a group of people and you all ask questions. When it comes to investing, become the banker. You can do it any way you want, but here's what it means, become the banker. It means that you put money away that grows tax-free that you can use during your life, like a bank, instead of a credit card. Then you can supplement your retirement as well. So that's why it says become the banker. It's really overfunding life insurance. Life insurance is just the excuse to have the tax-free account. Find out more at 303-779-6600. That's for a one-on-one if you want, 303-779-6600. Or look at my video, becomethebanker.info. That'll give you a lot of information, and you can sign up for a seminar or a webinar, becomethebanker.info, becomethebanker.info, or 303-779-6600.
Ever wonder
Was that a 30?
No, that's a 60.
See, that shit, I don't buy 60.
No, this 60, that one I think, there are some I don't need. No, I don't need a 60 for that one. I definitely need a 60.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it was
I don't
done.
need 60s for you, bro. If you're spending on 60s, you don't need them.
No,
I can get your word out. Brent, I can get your word out with 30-second lives all the time. It's all about branding, interest rate guarantee. That's easy.
It's just run twice as much.
Excellent!
Is it the same? There's no.
Now I'm speaking
Does Brandon how to do that? I can take them cold. I don't care.
Try for yourself and see why Babbel is the quick way to get conversational in a new language like Spanish, French, or more. You can try Babbel for free. Go to Babbel.com or download the app and try.
Just give me a first name.
That's Babbel, BABBEL.com, or download the app.
You're not going. Oh, you're going to go there tonight.
We're leaving. Well, she's got an appointment.
But then you stay. Then you're going to go there to the airport.
Yeah, because our flight's early. The Raleigh House again is not to sell you on the Raleigh House. It's not a
You got to check out that game on town there.
So our secondary guy who handles all of our locks runs with his family said the place is amazing.
Oh, it's
Says
absolutely
it's unbelievable. So
the indoor waterfalls, it's just gorgeous. The workout room, of course, the pool complex, inside and out, of course. Nice
How much is it?
restaurants.
It's
It's 170 per couple right now per night. But as soon as that's up, it's 350 a night.
Oh my God, what do I do? Call this number and ask any question you want.
And it's worth 350.
5559. No obligation, no cost, confidential. The Raleigh House is a wonderful treat.
I'll tell you another chain I found I love is Omni.
yeah, I stay at the Monte Lucia in Phoenix all the time. I'll get it on Hotwire.
Yeah.
Get it pretty cheap. It's awesome.
I get mine on hotels.com.
Yeah.
We need to talk about it.
You can go to Raise, RAISE.com, and occasionally buy hotels.com gift cards, and they're all electronic. They're instant. For up to 15% off. So then you go to hotels.com,
Use the gift card.
and they'll still match anything else's price on anybody. Then you get the extra 15. Like when we went to the hotels.
Right, Tom?
Gift cards.
You like this with Jesus every day.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a really great idea. Where'd you guys stay in Hawaii?
I mean, my second.
No, I know you're.
I mean, I don't have your. But she
Tries
tries
to go to Maui. We started staying over in
she keeps
Wailea
it
instead of over in Cabo.
I mean, she lives it.
But
She lives it.
Fairmont over in Wailea.
Yeah, I was trying to get, I reached out to
We walked literally out of the
directors
water.
for the Women's Council of Realtors this year.
Huge.
And we're looking for
Oh, she's going to be a great one. I'll tell her.
I emailed her.
I said, hey,
I looked in your email.
go get my gun, girl. She said, oh, God, she has a great story. I think you go to jail. She
What do you do is sit there and kind of just let
It would
them.
probably be towards the end of the year. So
I
we
mean,
wanted
they're very lazy.
Hi, Tom Martino, you're a troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. Let's talk to Steve, who wants to talk about removing PMI, which is private mortgage insurance. Hey, Steve, just for those listening, private mortgage insurance is when a loan exceeds 80% loan to value, and it protects the lender. And really what it does is it makes the loan like an 80% loan. So if they loan 90%, it insures that extra 10%. It doesn't insure anything else. People kind of confuse that. But anyway, Steve, apparently your house went up enough in value, you think you should have that removed?
Yeah, I do. And my mortgage company had sent me a form to fill out to get the PMI removed without refinancing.
Why would they do that? I'm curious, Brent. Why would they do that?
Well, because so there's a couple of things. It could be that he's got a higher than market interest rate currently, and
they want
look
to keep
at, hey, it's going to refinance and run off. But some will reach out and do it, and you can get it done. The thing you're going to run into, or that we see often, is that they're going to use their appraiser, and you may run into an issue with it hitting value because they're going to ask for a lowball conservative appraisal, and they typically get one. But if they've reached out to you, I would try it, because it is going to be the cheapest way. If you can just get an appraisal done through their appraiser and eliminate
Unless
your PMI,
you have a really high rate.
Yeah,
What's your, no matter what, it's going to help, but what's your rate?
It's at 375.
Oh, wow.
No, do it, man. Do it. And keep your rate.
Well, how much is that PMI a month generally?
Keep your rate, $200 or $300 sometimes.
Yeah, $200 or $300 depending.
Yeah.
I think it's about 275.
Can you believe that, man? You're at 375 plus you can save another $275.
Well, wait a minute. Here's my question. Now, I took out a HELOC for $30,000. Now, are they going to take that HELOC
yes.
and put it against my...
No,
because it's
not
second.
if you're going directly through the current servicer. That should have no impact on you getting your PMI removed.
Because they're in first position.
Yeah, because they're in first position.
Yeah. And listen,
but if you refi, they take that into consideration.
Yeah, for sure. They can subordinate it.
What do you use your second for?
You know, I paid off some credit cards.
Okay, and what are you doing with it now?
Just trying to pay it down.
How much is it?
It's $27,000.
Okay. You need to contact us off the air. There's a new second out there you need to know about. Ideal doesn't do seconds, but this is a new second that if you have a first, you're going to want to know about it. So you write to us, help@troubleshooter.com, and we'll let you know about it, okay? I have nothing to do with it personally, but I mean, I heard about it. It's a great product, okay?
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, man. Help@troubleshooter.com. So when should people consider looking at that PMI issue, even if they go up in rate?
Well, so I'll give you an example. We have a client of ours who bought a new build down in Castle Rock about a year and a half ago. And when they bought the home, they used an FHA loan. Their value has gone up enough, or had gone up enough, that we were able to refinance and get them into a conventional loan, eliminate their private mortgage insurance, get them into a lower payment. It ended up ultimately saving them $423 a month. So we're seeing record appreciation all over the place. But as Frank and I talked a little bit too, we're starting to see a little bit of softening. So for anybody looking to do these types of things, I would really encourage you to get that process started sooner rather than later, because we are starting to see a cooling off of the real estate market. And that's going to affect home prices and home values, more importantly.
No, man. Why would you not do it? Yeah. Why would you not do it? If you can remove your PMI, I mean, even keeping the same rate.
Yeah. Saves you a lot of money.
What percentage of people do you think are still out there that that could benefit from refining?
You know, so the latest statistics was a Zillow study that we saw that was published last year, and it was over 44% of current mortgage holders could benefit from current interest rates.
And there's no reason not to, people. Now, if anyone has an idea for this guy with the printing press, costs $1,000 a move, got $500 in scrap value, what the hell is he going to do? I mean, but if you have any ideas, write to us. You can always write to us, help@troubleshooter.com, or seek us out on Facebook and leave a message. And, you know, we do read all of our messages. Frank Duran, the Real Estate Man, any parting words for people selling a home?
Let us give a free market analysis for you. We'll get you on track, study your competition, get you the best price.
303-920-1622. And that's a real analysis, by the way. Stephanie, do you do that as well in the Springs?
I do. I'll
now,
do a free
and again, the mistake is asking too much, and you have to lower the price. It shows weakness.
The sweet spot.
But if you're selling a home, don't get shook up if it stays on the market a month. That's not terrible. You know, we just got used to the other way around. I'm Tom Martino. Don't forget IdealHomeLoans.com, Frank Duran, TheRealEstateMan.com, and Stephanie R.E., that stands for real estate, StephanieRE.com. And, of course, for help, information, and referrals, referralist.com. Save all your problems for me.
Guys, thanks for coming in.
Let's go talk to Tim real quick.
Not talking about me, are you?
We always. I'm sure whatever it was. He said you're the one that started that whole stars thing.
I told him you stirred it. So, Brent, anything new, brother?
Plugging along. We got
what's going on with Skippy?